Hi everyone, it's FC.Liverpool with me, Frank Carlyle, and hopefully you lot on there. Sorry to say you lot, you know what I mean, the chatters. If you want to comment, please comment. Just like John here, the Midnight Toker. Go ahead, go ahead. And evening, John. Good to see you there. Really is. But anyway, we'll be talking about last night's match. We'll be talking about, excuse me, we'll be talking about Sunday's final as well against Chelsea. And here Mikhail says, evening all, still done in form. That game last night, absolutely. Some atmosphere in the ground, that second half. It was like a tornado pulsating around the stadium. Wave after wave of attacks. Get in there. Absolutely. That's a crack. That is. Great that. Gives you goosebumps, doesn't it? Just reading that there. And TW, even and Frank, even and TW. What I'm going to do, if you're on your way to Wembley, I just want to put this up. This is a great shot. Just bear with me on this. And it's at Scarf or Badge. And if you're going, they're open tomorrow. They're actually open tomorrow. And if you want your Wembley gear, that's the place to get it. The great Michelle and Mike Dean. Honestly, they really are the good people. Reasonable prices. They sell everything from hats, as I say, scarf or a badge. They sell hoodies. They sell these things. They sell everything. Everything. And if you're going down to Wembley, you need something, get up there. It's just by the ground. There it is. And you can go online to them as well. You can actually go online to them at scarforabadge.com. Go online and just see if they are open tomorrow. But honestly, they are. Anyway, that's that. And also, if you're not on here, get onto the Jamie Phillips chat. Absolutely, he's a great lad. He was on there Tuesday night with me. He just made a guest appearance, and he's a smashing fella. Has a great chat as well. Great people on there. Most of the people who are on there are on mine. So they are the great chatters, they know the football. The football knowledge is absolutely superb. And K-Mac channel, the K-Mac channel as well. They know the football. K-Mac, incidentally, is a great analyst. And he gives you every statistic of everything. Whether it's gameplay, whether it's everything, anything that you want to know, he comes out and tells you. So he's a great lad. So there's them two, Jamie Phillips and K-Mac channel. And that's about it. Let's carry on. I've got no guests in yet. I don't know where they are. To me, I don't know whether the links have been sent out. I know that. I know George Scott's coming on, but I was with Lee Carlson this morning, and he said, "Yeah, see you tonight." Don't know where he is. Don't know what has happened to him. Anyway, Darren O'Connor, sorry, hiya Frank, sorry I'm being proper chocker with work, family and life. Exactly. Up the piss boiling that's a good comment to make. Absolutely. Good to see you, Darren. Daz, good to see you, mate. It really is. And as John says, the Midnight Toker, smash the like if you can. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Charlie Wood, good evening, Frank. Good evening, Charlie. Good to see you. Really is. And I get a pint now. Tony LFC. No, then Frankie, pint on the thumbs up. Thank you for the pint. I'll have it later. I don't know whether I'm going out tomorrow night, to be honest. I just don't know. I just don't know. Our Francine, she's got some friends coming down from Scotland. They climbed Ben Nevis and jumped out of planes for mental health. And she said, listen, they're coming down. Do you fancy going out and having a few drinks? I don't know whether I'll be able to or not. I just don't know. Don't know how it takes me. So I might be there. I don't know. You know what I mean? But anyway, what about last night? As Ian said, there wave after wave of attacks get in there. To be honest, when we started, I wanted them to get out the traps. I wanted to go at Luton. Now, don't forget, we had main players out. We had main players out. And this is the beauty of Liverpool Football Club now, at the moment. Because we'll get into it a bit later about how the kids performed. But I said, we need them to get out of the traps quickly. Just get at them. And last night we did right away. And as excuse me, as Ian said, wave and wave after attack, and we were like that from the very beginning. But the only thing, I was talking to our Francine, and I said, "What's happening here?" To be honest, is that it's the final third. The ball seemed to be getting stuck under Diaz's feet. I thought Diaz was brilliant last night. Other people thought, no, he wasn't. These are on different podcasts. And the point with me is that Diaz, when he gets the ball, he's direct and he runs at defences. He just runs at them. And he puts the fear of God into them, just like Nunes does, just like Salah does. If you see those three coming at you, they will frighten any defence. I don't care what defence it is. They will frighten any defence. What do you think? Really, what do you think about that? And Redbird says, we win again and still some people whinge and whine. I thought we were brilliant second half. Hiya, Frankie boy, top of the league, baby. Yes. This is what I mean, Redbird. We went out and some people were saying that Diaz wasn't so good. I don't think that they watch football or they don't know what football's about, to be honest. Diaz was all over the place last night. He was all over the place. And I just thought that we were great. I really did. As I keep mentioning Diaz, keep mentioning Gakpo. I've got to be honest. I'm going to be honest here. I said to Francie, Gakpo doesn't seem to be doing anything. And honestly, when I said that, he scores. He scored a goal, and he's into double figures, is Ryan. I think it's brilliant, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, when I said he doesn't seem to be doing anything, and he wasn't, that's just my opinion. He's a big lad. And so is that Gravenberg, the big lads. And he should have used the strength. But that header last night, that ball came across from McAllister like a bullet. And he got his head to it. And somehow just a big goal. I really thought that we were exceptional last night in the second half. I thought we were good, in the first half as well. It was just at the final day, just unlucky. And again about Diaz could have scored 5. That goalkeeper made some terrific saves from him. Terrific saves. And he was just unlucky with, I forget, he put the ball over. And he just clipped it, unfortunately, and just went outside. But I thought he was exceptional last night. Oh yeah, Redbird. People smash the like if you people smash the like if Liverpool are top of the Prem. Oh yeah, we are so excuse. Thank God I can't bloody read here. God, my glasses are terrible, you know. Oh yes, we are so no excuse. Reds at that damn like, you know. Frankie needs them for his algorithm. I love it. His algorithm. Yeah, please do. You know, it's so kind if you do it because I do need that algorithm to go up. And I try to discuss all the comments as well and put you up there, see what you're saying. And Soulboy says, it's great the way the academy lads play the same system, so it's smooth transition for them. That's a great point, that. That's an excellent point. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them, mate. Because let's go back a few games when young Bradley came in. Young Bradley came in and he seized his opportunity because he knew that Trent was going to be out. And that lad is a revelation for me. Last season, the back end of last season, it was young Quansah, wasn't it? Now this season, I'm not dismissing Quansah, by the way, but when you look at young Bradley and how he's taken the reins, how he has taken the reins, just like Quansah, just like that lad. You know what I mean? But I think Bradley's there to stay. I'm being honest. I think he's there to stay. What do you think? It's JK. Hiya, JK.
Hi, bro. I hope you're well.
Oh, good. It's good actually. So I was just talking. Well, you heard me talking about Bradley,
Hmm.
and you know when he grasped his chance to seize, you know, the opportunity, and he's never let anybody down, has he?
He's done well. He's just came in. No one really heard about. Well, we heard about him, but we never really hyped him up. He got on with it. Same as Kwanzaa, same as Trent, and that's when you know when the guy's special. When there's no real noise about him, he just comes in, starts playing, and does well. And that's what he's done. I think he was the sort of he got the key into the ignition yesterday. I think the second half he sort of kick-started it, that we started pushing forward, but with his burst of energy. So good to see from a young guy, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. As I said, you know, he hasn't let anybody down. And Virgil, you know, you look at Virgil, he's absolutely delighted with the young lads. He's delighted with them. And you know, he's the captain of the club. He's the captain of the team. And he shows them, just like Klopp, he shows them such affection. And that young Dan's when he came on, that ball he gave through, it's unbelievable. You know, that
Mhm.
the other fella there score from, you know,
What position does Dan's play? Do you know, Frank? What is his
I don't know.
position?
I haven't a clue to know whether he's a forward or what, or a midfield. I just don't know. I
Maybe
don't
someone in
know.
the chat knows.
Yeah, they'll know, you know, the bouncer
They'll
and
know.
all to get us off the hook, as they say.
Mm.
John says, not since the 1880s have the refs had 5 players with 10 goals or more at this stage of the season. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's a fantastic stat, that. Fantastic stat. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, John. And all Gakpo had to do was look at the goal. The pass was that good. Yeah, I agree. Because he didn't half put us over, didn't he, McAllister? And when it went over, and you're right, he only had to look at the goal or just stick his head where it was and go. You know what I mean? Absolutely
Hmm.
brilliant. But the transformation last night, JK,
Hmm.
from when 1-0 down, we get to corner. Big Verge, bang, goal. What a header that was. No chance for the goalkeeper. And the way he was getting dragged all over the place as usual. But he shrugged him off and placed that header. What a goal. And then, I didn't expect a goal so soon afterwards when Gapco scored the goal. Then we knew. Once that goal, what was your take on, once that goal by Virgil went in, did you think we're going to go on and win this?
Yeah, straight away. I knew you even said that Virgil's going to score from a corner. And I was waiting for that. And I've seen Virgil, I've seen his face and I've seen the way he was just like, you know what? We need a goal here. It was 1-0 to them guys. Boom. He just came there. And I think because he was captain, I think ever since he's become captain, his game's sort of gone back to his old school Virgil, the one where he was just top draw. So I think captaincy has been good for him. He's always smiling. He's a good guy, And I think yesterday he, with a few other guys, Bradley, for example, Gapco, they sort of, that second half, they just kicked it off and we needed that energy. And that was the captain's job and he did it. So all good.
Yeah, all good. All good, as they say. And I was delighted, really, with the whole of them. The collective players that was on there. What did you think of Gravenberg? Now, against Brentford, when he came on, as sub against Brentford, Klopp said to him, this is your chance now, because of the injuries. Get on there, stake your claim. And he played very, very well. And then last night, what did you think of his game?
He didn't fall over in the first part. I think that's our go-to thing. Remember, we always say that if we don't fall, he'll be okay. And I think he's known probably since the Brentford game that he'll be playing the Luton game. So he's had them few days because I said yesterday to you about when a guy knows he's going to be playing the next game, he's mentally ready to play that game. But when he thinks he's on the subs bench and he might get 5-10 minutes here and there, his mentality isn't going to be that much up for a game. So I think now he knows he's going to get game time. I think you're going to see more of him as a player. So I think he's a bit. I think when he used to overthink the game when he first got in to impress us guys. I think he was trying too hard and he kept on falling over and stuff. And I think slowly, he sort of steadied himself. I think yesterday he was sound. He did his job, what he needed to do.
Absolutely. And this lad, John 5, I don't know what John, hello there. I don't know what you mean by 5. There's a 5 beers for me. I don't know. I know, just joking.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Oh.
You top draw.
But was we talking about Bradley? I think we were talking about Bradley at the time. John, yeah, you're right. And Monty Connor from Atlanta. Hello, Monty. Monty's in a band over there. I don't think that he likes football. For some reason, he's just, he's a friend of mine. He's a friend, and he's just there, popped in. I am Monty. Hope Atlanta's doing well for you anyway. All right. And Midnight says, John says, Poole had 7 players on the pitch last night, 21 or younger, most ever for a league game. That's incredible, that, isn't it? Look, another statistic there. Fantastic.
That's a good statistic.
Yeah.
It shows the job Klopp has done as well while he's been at the club. He sort of improved our youth system in that way where now we've got 5, 6, maybe about 5, 6 youth players who could get into the team.
Yeah.
So he's leaving us with that as well. So it's a good thing, that one.
Yeah. And a few of our fans are so negative, it's unbelievable. We could win 10-0 and still they would find some negative to spout about. Fair criticism is okay, but full-on negativity is a no-no for me. It's no-no for me. It's a no-no for you as well, isn't it? To be honest, JK.
Yeah, 100%. Like for me, you've got to support each player. You want them to win the game. You know, you're shouting and crying at them. That's Klopp's job at half time and in training. We just support the guys, you know. We've got
Yeah,
no time to criticize players. I think I always say this: when a guy knows he's not playing good, we do not need to tell him. He knows himself.
yeah,
Simple as.
absolutely. And this is a good comment as well. And this is another statistic. 5 players from John. 5 players have scored 20 goals this season. No team in Europe has. That's mad, that isn't it? That is a mad statistic. And no team in Europe has scored who scored plus 20 goals this season. That's a
Mad.
crazy stat. Can't believe that. I believe it, like, because you said it. And
10.
10,
It's 10. Yeah,
says,
10. I was thinking he's not 20.
yeah, yeah. 10 goals, man. We know now,
Yeah.
Joe. We know now, mate. And Dan's is another attacker, says Daryl Merry.
Okay.
Do you know Daryl Merry? I don't. He must be a new fella.
He's always merry.
He's always merry, yeah, and wears the masks, doesn't he? He's a mask. Ali
Hope he's well.
Nusaway from Romania. Good evening.
Evening.
Evening, Ali. Look at this, man. I love this thing. He's a forward, says Freedom Journey. Well, as you see in the corner there, of my corner, talking about freedom, Julian Assange, boys, Julian Assange. And Mutterstadt. Liverpool auf die Wand. What is it? Ein is it? One.
Heinz, yeah.
Ein. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, am I right?
Uh-huh. That's right.
Do you know, I was in Germany, right? I was working there. Anyway, I went to this, like a big open air rally. And I was with this girl named Gerda. And she got all dressed up in this German, like, national dress. I'm looking at her, you know. She had all these plaits in, you know, big plaits. And I said, why are you dressed like that? And she said, oh, it's okay, come with me. And do you know what it was? It was a bloody neo-Nazi rally. I went home, I said, oh, I'm going, I can't stay here. I'm off, I don't like this. So I was frightened, actually. Anyway, I got up. And I got a lift. I got a lift off this American. Long hair, beard, everything. And I'm going back a few years now. And he gave me a lift and he said, I said, what you do? Well, you know, he's from Chicago, funny enough. And he said, I'm in the USAF. I said, we're there like that on a beard. And he said, yeah, I'm after the AWOLs.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd just been to a place called Garmisch, skiing, where he was skiing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ski there or something. And he said, I captured a few. I said, well, are they in here? Because he had this, like a VW van. It's big, actually. And he said, no. He said, I didn't change. And Neil Broderick says, that young Dan looked interesting. And as someone said that he's a forward, Freedom Journey said that he's a forward. Thanks for that. Ian McHale. Dan is a striker, lads. Been at the club since the age of 8. Scored 21 goals this season. for the under 18s and 23s.
I think he will play against Southampton then.
Wow. And Soulboy says Dan's been likened to Bobby, apparently.
Okay.
I tell you what, the way he was last night, yeah, why not? Why not? That little ball through, the ball through. You know, just before Elliott scored that cracking goal, that though, by the way, wasn't it? Just hit it.
That was a nice one.
That was a great goal. They were all were great goals, to be honest. And yeah, go along, Charlie. We brought defensive players on, then scored 2 more. Need to bring them on a bit more. I tell you, who's surprised not to. It was Semikas. Did what's forget his bloody name. I don't know, one of their players. I'm not talking about them anyway. The atmosphere in the grounds was electric. I think going down, 1 down helped the muster of the crowds. Elliott was getting loads of stick, but he had a 10-minute spell in the second half. He was boss. Gravenberch can't string 2 games, in my opinion. 6 out of 10. There you go. Well, I asked JK about that, to be honest, Neil, about Gravenberch's. But he's playing better than what he had been, to be honest.
Yeah.
He is playing better.
He couldn't get any worse. So any improvement is a good thing. I think that Elliott yesterday, I think first off he had a few chances to actually score, but he didn't. I think that goal might have settled him. Maybe it's a good thing that he got a goal as well, because I think Sunday he might be involved somehow, coming on as sub or something like that as well.
Yeah. And there's Charlie Woods. Now that's another statistic I was unaware of. We've already scored more goals than last season.
Oh.
Did you see this Darryl there? To know he was there. Bringing him on. Hiya, Darryl.
All right.
You all right, bro? You all right, Darryl?
How are we doing, guys? All right.
Yeah,
all
we're
good. All good.
How's your haircut?
Yeah, all bold now.
Yeah. Wasn't a bet you had that. I bet you, as you say, I bet Luton doesn't score. And if they do score, I'll shave my head.
Should have shaved my body. Excuse the chest.
No, just leave it at that.
Discover it all, bro.
But anyway, DK, and I'm going to go to you. Has that surprised you? We've already scored more goals than we did last season.
Yeah, I think it's just showing that the front 5 guys have all been trying to do something. So it's a good thing, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I think last season we wasn't on top form anyway, but this season it's a different ball game. We're going for everything. So as like every player's got 10 plus goals now. So we need to carry on with that now.
Yes. What do you think, Darryl?
Yeah, carry on. All the boys getting the goals. I was a bit panicky when 1-0 lost. I texted my dad, thought, oh, here we go. Title's gone. And then the boys came.
It was unbelievable. But I don't care what anyone says. You know, they can say that I was wrong or whatever. But I thought once we kicked off, we were at them. We were down their throats.
Yeah.
And it was just the final third, you know, that we were a little bit, you know, negative, dare I say. JK, a little bit negative, you know, we were, but we came good. This is the beauty of it. We came good. And I still don't get why Klopp is going, says TW. I think this is a good one, this. He's got the best ever squad, young lads close to challenging for the first team expanded stadium, training ground to die for, best fan base in Europe. And Asia, by the way. And Asia. I was getting told an ex-student of mine was going over to Australia. And anyway, he stopped over at Singapore for 3 nights. And he's looking around and he sees, I'm going back a few years ago, and he was looking around Singapore and he'd seen a couple of Manchester United shops. Anyway, he asked passerby or whoever, if there was a Liverpool shop. And the passerby went, yeah, come on, I'll take it. And he actually brought him. He said it was down an alley, like some sort of very narrow street where not much, no passers-by or anything, and the shop was there. And anyway, he got a shirt for his mate who was going over to see. And when was it? I think about 3 years ago, just before COVID, he did the same trip. And he stopped off at Singapore again. He says, and I was just blossomed with Liverpool shops. Just shows you, doesn't it, what a little bit of advertising does. And a little bit of gumption, to be honest, from the bloody board. But this is a few years ago, the first time. And the second time, as I said, no little alleys, no little back streets or anything. Proper thoroughfares, shopping places. That's where they were. But what do you think of what he says there, by the way, TW? I still don't get, I'll go to you, Darryl. I still don't get why Klopp is going. He's got the best ever squad, young lads close to challenging for the first team, expanded stadium, training ground to die for, best fan base in Europe. What's your take on that?
I just think, looking at him and his body language, he looks absolutely exhausted. That's the only thing I could see wrong with him at the moment. He's quite thin, he's quite frail, isn't he, at the moment as well. I think where I think he's just done so much, and he's what I saw last night as well. Just said he's definitely taking the year out, whatever happens.
Yeah,
he's definitely taking the time. So fair play to him. I just hope we take 3 steps forward, not 3 steps back. So that's all I hope.
That's a very good point. What's your take on that about him leaving? And why would he? Well, TW say, why would he want to leave? TK.
Yeah, exactly what he's wrote there. It's about. I think that's why Klopp is showing us fans, the youth players this season. It's like a going away present. Look, I left the club in a good situation. Here's the youth players I've brought through. Here they are. Ciao. Yeah. So that's maybe one reason why we've seen him a lot this season.
Yeah,
as Darryl just said, Klopp looks fresh, but he looks he looks tired inly. He looks he's exhausted. Maybe that the transfer market situation where he didn't get the bank to sign players when he needed them, and we had to resort to, say, Arthur Mello and stuff like that. I think that's probably winding him up on his journey with us. I just think if he was backed even 25% or 50% more, I think he might have stayed a little bit longer. He would have had probably few league titles and a few more Champions Leagues. But I also think last season was sort of a wake-up call for him, that some people were annoyed we weren't doing well, and he was actually probably surprised, thinking, look, come on, guys, I've been here 8-9 years, and after one season where we haven't shined, you're already on my back. Like, he must have read somewhere that some fans are not happy.
And Klopp out, weren't they? He was actually saying.
There you go.
that were Klopp out.
Yeah.
What was that all
And for,
about?
yeah. And for
Well,
me, them same people, they should not be celebrating anything if we win anything this year. Simple as.
absolutely. They shouldn't be celebrating now, to be honest. You know,
True.
where we are going for another quadruple. So you're so right there, JK. You're so right. I'm going to ask George. Hello, George.
Hi,
Evening, George.
Frankie. Hi, Dad. Hi, boys.
Hi,
No,
bro.
George.
And this is a question by TW74 there, and he says, "I still don't get why Klopp is going. He's got the best ever squad, young lads close to challenging for first team, expanded stadium, training ground to die for, and best fan base in Europe." And this is what we've been discussing for the last 5 minutes. What's your take on that? You know, I still don't know. This is what the 7TW is saying. I still don't know why Klopp is going.
I can understand why he's saying that, on the basis of what he's written there, yes. But I mean, I suppose from Jurgen Klopp's point of view, if you look at all the things he has achieved at the club, I mean, there's not a lot more he could have done in the 9 years he's been here. He's been absolutely unbelievable. And you can only go on at that level for so long. And I take him at face value. I think what he said is true. I think he just thinks he's done it. He's gone as far as he can go emotionally and physically, and he needs a bit of a break. I think and his family and that just need a break. I think that's all it is down to. I might be wrong. There could be undercurrents underneath that. There could be things which have affected him, with either the owners or with the Netflix documentary or other things. There's a lot of rumor and innuendo, but you can only take Jurgen at what he said. He's an honest person, trust him implicitly. And, he's going to go out on a huge high, whichever way you look at it. I mean, last night was unbelievable in the second half. I mean, it's just a magic, really. I wasn't watching the match because it wasn't on TV, and my son and my two grandsons were there, but I was listening to it on the radio, and it was so exciting when them 2 goals went in. I was out of my seat like a rocket,
You could have come to me.
It's
You could
brilliant.
have come to me. You could have sat with me on the couch, and I've still got that thing for you. You're supposed to
Oh,
come.
right, yeah. Well, there's an offer, France. I didn't know that. I didn't know you
Next
can
time.
get out your magic machine. I'll tell you what. I was looking on the internet today. I want to read you something. Right, this sums it up. This has come from Luton Town, from a Luton Town fan podcast. And they've written. It's only short. The way Liverpool played was typified in one word: relentless. The energy in their pressing and the way they got on top of you when you have possession is remarkable. It's like they take offence at you having the ball on their pitch. I mean, what a wonderful statement from another team's podcast fan base.
And isn't that brilliant? Because, the stick we've been getting over the years.
Yeah.
We've been getting so much stick, which is so unfortunate. George, I was talking before about Diaz, I was talking about, I thought he had a terrific game.
Yeah.
He was going direct at their defence, and he's going direct, and he's frightening them. He was frightening their defence. Now, Soulboy says, and this is a very good point, do you think Diaz, and I'll go straight to you, and I'll go then to Darryl and then JK, do you think Diaz looked better when Robbo came on last night? Gomez doesn't get down the line enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to criticise Gomez because I have a lot of time for Gomez. I think he's brilliant. But my feelings about Robbo. I mean, I know he's a fellow Scotsman, but that doesn't come into it. I mean, he's a fantastic fullback. And he looked to me to be right back to his best again. And I think Diaz did benefit from that because Robbo does tend to go for the line. And he does. Yeah. I mean, he made a lovely pass through into Dan's at the end when Dan's put that lovely outside of the foot pass through to, which ended up in Harvey getting the goal. By the way, I was delighted Harvey Elliott got the goal because I thought he never stopped running. And he made a lovely pass to Diaz in the first half. lobbed it over the defence, and Diaz should have scored, really. He was annoyed with himself, missing it on his left foot. But, you know, it was a fantastic performance by the team, and Diaz, I thought, was outstanding.
Okay, yeah, totally. Yeah. What do you think about that Soulboy Fran's comment about Diaz, and he looked better when Robbo came on?
Yeah, I agree there. He did. I thought Gomez looked a little bit shaky last night. He switched. He was very switched off for the goal. Took his eyes off the opponent for their goal to be tapped in, and yeah, I thought Robbo looked really decent last night when he came on. With me, McAllister's head and shoulders above everyone else last night, wasn't he? Let's be honest, he was fantastic last night.
He was. What about you, JK? Do you Soulboy Fran's comment there? He looked better. Diaz better when Robbo came on.
I like playing players in the position they're meant to be playing. So for me, Robertson left back is probably better than Gomez. Gomez, for me, what he's done this season, I can't complain. Yeah. But I think on Sunday, Gomez is ready to come off the bench if needed. Right back, left back, he's there. So
he's that versatile, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's that versatile as Joe Gomez. I said on someone's pod, I thought, well, I've said it on here as well. He's the best versatile player in the Premiership, and that's why Tottenham wanted him badly. They wanted him because he can play right across the back four, no matter what. Albeit that he's not a left back, he can play left back, and he'll give you a good game. He really would. Plays right back, yeah. Why not play right back? Also, either centre back, either left or right. And that's the beauty of Joe Gomez. And he's still only, 26, 27?
Yeah.
That's all he is.
Yeah.
And that, so yeah, total respect for Joe. It's like what we were talking about before, George. And what it was about young Bradley. And young Bradley seized his opportunity when Trent went, right? Yeah. He seized it. Now, I'd still keep Bradley at right back, even when he's fit, the other fella.
Yeah, what a talent he is. What a talent he is. For a young lad, the way he's come in the team in an impression like that, second half especially, he really turned the key. Yeah. I can't argue with that. I mean, Trent's a fantastic player, and we mustn't forget that. He's a genius, Trent. He's got to be in the team somewhere as well. But you're right. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to nudge young Conor Bradley out of the team at the moment, really.
Yes.
Because he's really done the business and continues to do it.
I'm gonna go through some of these comments, lads. And one of them there, Freedom Journey, he says our academy is cooking up something special by the looks of it. That's a great point, that. And Ian McKay, good point, that, Fran. Diaz and Robbo link up looked superb during the spell in the second half. And it did. We have to admit that it did. And Neil Broderick is a bit of controversy. Gravenberch only played 4 games for Bayern last season. Wonder why.
Yeah. See,
that's what he says. And Bayern are not doing much this season, are they, really? For their state, what they are. Charlie Hodge, we had 11 players injured and still confident about the team.
Incredible.
That's a great point. Great point, that. Really is. And our Romanian friends, Ali Nus, says, many played well, but let's not forget, we played against a very small team. They should play well.
Yeah, but we played against a team that should have beat United and nearly beat City. They're no mugs.
Yeah. And don't forget as well, Ali, no one's criticising you, Ali. Please believe that. Well, what you've got to understand is that Luton are in that relegation zone.
Yeah.
And they're fighting for their lives as well. and you could see that they were not a bad footballing side, especially in the first half. And the goal he scored, albeit, I'm sorry to say this, George, but I think Kelleher should have had it.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think Ali would have saved that, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It was, he was unlucky. Yeah.
And I think he admitted himself as well, you know, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Queen. Anyway, Charlie Wood says, I think he wanted more signings in January. I think that's getting back to say why I can't understand why he's leaving. In January, and FSG aren't interested because we're playing well. I don't think it was a coincidence he announced he was leaving at the end of January.
Well, speculation, we don't know, do we?
No, it is, but it was a very good comment.
Yeah.
You know, by saying, in other words, it's confusion on why he's leaving at such a time.
Yeah.
That team is great. You know, look at McAllister. McAllister's an unbelievable player. Szoboszlai's an unbelievable player. They're all unbelievable players. You've got young Bradley there now. You've still got Mo doing the business.
Yeah.
We've got Jota doing the business. We've got Nunes. You've got, look at the team.
Fantastic. Best team in the league at the moment.
It is. And, you know, and I think that's why there are people saying, like that comment before, you know, why is he leaving? I'm still baffled by it. You know, I'm just paraphrasing what he said.
We might find more out about it at the end of the season once he goes. You never know.
Yeah, I think we will.
I'm going to stay with you. Is Daryl gone?
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
I don't want my skin. I don't want my skin showing. I'm a bit embarrassed with my body's hanging out, so I'll get on this.
Oh, behave, cop. But put a bloody shirt on then.
That's my age.
I've still got a stinking cold, so I'm just lounging here. That's all right.
I'm freezing. I'm freezing in this little studio of mine.
With a t-shirt on. Tropical.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I was all right the other night. Oh, yeah, because it's got a bit colder again. And,
it has a little bit.
That's why, you know, I just had a pullover on, didn't I? And like a shirt underneath. I was made up. Anyway, Arthur Schofield says, "Hey, Frank, good point about the club position at the moment. According to gossip, FSG are about to make an offer for Klopp to change his mind." George?
It's that word gossip again. That word gossip.
Yeah. What about you, JK?
At the end of the day, we don't know. Maybe the only way I could see him staying is if we win the league and he wants to win the Champions League one more time and use the youth players he's bringing through as well. But personally, I just feel that he's been in 9 years. It's a long time. It's a long time. And so for me, you've got to think about number one.
I really believe that his mind could be persuaded, actually. I really do. And it's a good
you're right, Frank. I really do hope you're right, because it would be an amazing uplift for everybody, wouldn't it?
Oh, and just imagine the lift it'll give himself.
Yeah.
And, you know, leave in a year, leave that, like, get Liverpool, you know, get his team to go in the Champions League and try and win it next season. And it gives the opportunity then for Alonso to play his last season with Leverkusen.
Yeah.
And to bring them in the Champions League, you know, to lead them in the Champions League. So, you know, it could work out like that. You never know. So let's hope. We never know. We don't know what's going on. But anyway.
I think Germany would want Klopp to be their manager sometime soon. I just feel maybe not for the Euros, but for the World Cup after.
The World Cup. I reckon. I reckon.
Yeah.
And he said that he'll never manage a club in this country, which is
No,
a
I
great.
won't. Yeah, I know he won't do that. I know he won't.
It's just
Yeah.
like, people were saying about Alonso as well. The arguments. Oh, he might go to Bayern. He might go. I think it'll be like Klopp. This is my opinion about Alonso going to Bayern. It'll be like Klopp going to Man United or Chelsea.
Yeah, I can't see that.
No, I can't either. I can't, because Alonso's not that type of person to, just change sides, if you know what I mean. As a manager, that is, as a man.
Yeah, I can't really see him going. But what it is, Frank, a lot of players have won league titles with other teams and ended up at Bayern Munich the next season. It's the way they do things over there. So you don't know.
I really think the only thing he can do is the German national job. The World Cup's coming up in 2 years. And
Yeah.
I can't see him going to Barcelona or Real Madrid after being at Liverpool. It just didn't make sense to me, to be honest. He doesn't need the money, that's for sure. So
No.
whatever he does, he ain't going to do it for money. He's going to do it for himself. So we'll just have to wait and see.
But the only caveat with that, about going to either Barca or Real, is that he's getting right done right now. He's bought a villa for a couple of million, and he's spending another couple of million getting it done up in Spain. That's a caveat for me.
It's a couple of months' wages, isn't it?
Yeah, but where he's doing it is where a lot of Germans end up building houses there. Like even like family guys who are not minted like Klopp is. Marbella, is it Marbella or Mallorca? One of them two.
Yeah.
So that's what they do. They do that. So maybe he needs a break and he just wants to stay there for a year.
Yeah, because all we see is that when he's on the TV, when he's at the matches, we don't see behind the scenes what's going on week to week, day to day. The worry, the pressure, the press, the interviews, all the stuff at a manager's job, especially at Liverpool. It's such a big club,
Yes.
Eyes are on him all the time. Social media.
And let me go through a couple of comments here, boys, and then we'll discuss them. Redbird says, I think Klopp is leaving more because of the naughty restraints put on him by FSG. That's it, because he's tired. Okay. I think that's a very good point, actually, because if you're asking for something, I'm just saying this, just surmising this, but if you're asking for something, you do get tired of asking and being refused, if you see what I mean. Arthur Schofield, the other thing is the Manx are talking about expansion of the grounds or even a new stadium. Yeah, because it's fallen to bits as Old Trafford, but they want the taxpayer to pay for it.
He wants to knock us off our perch. We've heard that before.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a toss that. Saw him last night.
I heard that.
How many times have they tried to knock us off our perch? Eh? But anyway, Midnight Soaker, John says Gomez for DM next. And I'll just go a couple of more. When I see Bradley, says Ali Nuss, I remember young Robbo. To be honest, at that moment, Bradley is playing better than Trent. Thank you, Ali. I think you just backed me up by saying that particular thing. And I thought Harvey Elliott was a beast in the second half, says Drunk Beagle.
Yeah, excellent.
And Soulboy, I know what we are going to miss when Klopp goes. In the game adjustments, he makes time and time again. Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember last season, I don't think that we had the player quality, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
I questioned
some of his substitutions. I really did, I really did question them. Paul Bear, good evening, boys. Can't believe some Reds last night turning on the team We were terrific all through the game. It's a 90-minute game. Please stop getting on the backs of players at 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes,
great comment.
exactly.
Great comment.
Great comment.
Carry on with that.
Of course, we're not going to be happy at half time. It's just normal. It's logic, you know. You're losing 1-0 at home. Instead of moaning, as soon as the second half kicked off, I was like, you know what, we're going to win this. It's just
It's full time
mentality.
account. It's full time accounts, not half time. We've came back
Exactly.
from 1-0 down 22 times this year or something, haven't we? It's incredible.
It's
The best
incredible, and that's when we're at our most dangerous. I'm right by saying this, George, because you were under Shankly. Didn't Shankly once turn around and said it's a 90-minute game? So,
Yeah.
Did he say that?
He used to say it's a marathon, it's a marathon, not sprint or something. You know.
Yeah.
It's how you finish. He used to say, I always remember him saying, you've only got to be a nose ahead to win the race, son.
Yeah.
First is first and second is nowhere.
Oh, yeah. That comment just called. And that other comment. What you say, JK?
I actually seen a video of Shankly today where he's after when he left Liverpool and he was like, showing that he was really tired from the job. He takes a lot out of you, and he says it's more than life and death. So when I seen that video, it sort of made me understand Klopp's situation as well. It does tire them guys out. They're on top of the tree. It didn't work, you know. There's so many people under them, and millions of fans, millions upon millions. Yeah. So it's a big responsibility, and it takes a lot out of you. And for me, I have no complaints if Klopp decides to leave. Well, he's decided it, so I had no complaints in that way.
Well, I think that's a great comment, that, JK, because if you go back to the Shanks, he left while the team were up there, didn't he? He left.
He did. Yeah. He did. And also, it's harder for Jurgen than it was for Shanks, because Jurgen's got social media on it. I mean, Shanks didn't have any of that. Shanks had the press, national press, not even the international press, really, till it started developing in Europe. And the pressure was still unbelievable on Shanks to succeed, to carry on succeeding year after year. I mean, it's a very, very big job, Liverpool manager at any level, you know. Bob Paisley, I mean, did an amazing job as well, really. When he came in and won all them trophies, I mean, you know, you can't.
That's what I'm saying, George. You know, he left. Joe Fagan left.
Yeah, Joe won the treble.
And then even Kenny, all right, some disasters happened.
Yeah, but he won.
He left when Liverpool was top of the tree. And Rafa, you've got to give Rafa his due as well.
European Cup, the greatest comeback in history.
Exactly. Yep. You know, and he got to another final in Athens, you know, a couple of years later, just missed out again to Man United for the league. Because
of how they praise Manchester City and what Liverpool's done. Nobody can compare in the British Isles with what Liverpool.
Simple as.
No.
This is what I mean. Liverpool 4 points clear of Man City, and all they do on Sky Sports News is talk about Man City.
Yeah,
not the fact Liverpool are top of the league.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why. And that's why nothing will happen to them about the charges, because they're too valuable to get to leave the Premier League. If they get relegated, for example, Man City are a big business-orientated moneymaker, and they highlight the Premier League. You got Man City, you got tops all over the world now. Remember in the old days, Liverpool tops, they'll be all over the world. Then Man United. Now it's Man City's turn. So,
what a comment that was, though. What a comment that was before there.
Yeah.
And, you know, even Charlie Wood comes out and says, when you think how many managers are hanging on to their jobs, and it's only because, you know, we're talking about Jurgen leaving, you know, just saying, well, I'm going. That's a great comment. And what about this? Redbird, why can't some just accept the facts we won and we're brill in the second half and celebrate instead of putting in a negative by saying such as, quote, but we should beat them, unquote.
You can't say that now in the Premier League. Every single game's a hard game. Man City only scrambled through against Brentford, 1-0 with a late goal. You know, and Luton Town nearly beat Manchester United. It's not easy. The games are all tough. And I like Klopp when he pays tribute to the opposition. He never undervalues the opposition in his press conferences. He always builds them up, which I think is good.
Absolutely. Hey, George, I'll stick with you on this. Do you think generations ago, you know, like say from the 60s, for example, and going up 70s and 80s, that generation of football fans, right, are so different from the generation of football fans today?
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that for a number of reasons. And it's nothing against the current generation of fans. They're fantastic, unbelievable fans we've got, and they're all over the world. But in my day, in the 60s, and maybe even into the 70s and 80s, most of the fans were Scousers. Most of the fans were born and bred in Liverpool, and the Kop was full of Scousers. And they got in there and they paid their 10 shillings out of £2, and they got on the Kop, and the Kop moved like an ocean wave when Liverpool were attacking that goal. The atmosphere was incredible. Anybody who was alive in those times, like us, Frank, will remember it with great joy. You know, the modern generation now, you get the corporate hospitality boys paying £1,000 for a game. You know, you've got the people coming from Japan, China, with mobile phones flashing all over the place. You know, half and half scarves and all this stuff. I'm a bit of an old, as you can imagine. I mean, a lot of it I don't like, VR and all this stuff, all these innovations, but I love the game, and I love the speed of the game and the excitement of the game in the current game. It's really good. The Premiership's fantastic. And Liverpool, Shankly said to me years ago, they'll all come here and be beaten, son. And I've always remembered that. And I keep saying, they're still coming here to be beaten. Every week, they come here to be beaten. I can't remember. We lost 2 games in about 10 years at Anfield.
But you know, like that's a typical Shankly thing, though, isn't it? And you see, like I'm going to the FA Cup game against Southampton because Francine, I was doing my ordinary show the other night, and she said, if you phone me up, she said, I got your tickets, you know, and I'm going, you know. So I'll be going to that with my little granddaughter.
Oh, great.
Sophia, you know, made up that because she just wants to wear a red and she loves it. Do you know when she was, she's still only little, you know, she's still a baby, she's only 11, that's how many she is. And we asked her, well, her mother asked her, you know, who her favourite player was. And she came down to see me and she said, tell your granddad who your favourite player is. She's only a little girl, you know, she said, Mo Salad.
And Francine put more on her plate. More solid. Okay. You're going to eat healthy now.
Nobody drinks in a cabbage hole.
But you know, give Francine a due. She's got
salad.
She's got 3 kids there. She's got 2 lads and little Sophia, and they're all reds. They're all reds like the granddad.
It should be, yeah.
Arthur Schofield says, Darryl, put a kilt and sparrow on.
No.
I think K-Mac's there, Frank, in the chat,
Sorry.
in the guest. I think K-Mac's in the guest.
Is he?
Yep.
Is he? Just let me say this, and I'm fed up with this. I hate this fella's name being mentioned. Right, and it's Charlie Wood says the Mbappe brigade are at it with Klopp now. The Mbappe. I can't. And there's K-Mac. Hiya, K-Mac.
How's it going, guys? You all right?
Hiya, K-Mac. You all right, mate?
Yeah, my fantasy football name is Chick Tika Mo Salah.
Did you hear that about my little granddaughter? You know,
yeah, I'll just be listening, yeah.
Chick Tika.
I think that was great. I was laughing there. I still say to it, you know, Mo Salah, says, oh, my granddad, I've grown up now.
Can't you hear them chanting it? Mo Salah, running. That's what it sounds like.
Some guy on YouTube's got a parrot, and the parrot does that. It keeps singing along the window ledge. Mo Salah, running down the wing.
I'm going to go to you. I've got to go back to this comment here, K-Man. And it was this. Why can't some just accept the fact we won on a brilliant second half and celebrate instead of putting in a negative by saying such as, quote, but we should beat them, unquote. What's your take on that? On that comment?
I mean, Redbird. Look. At the end of the day, like if we win every game 1-0, and we win the quadruple, who cares?
Exactly.
But their team's worth 83 million, mate. We should be beating them.
Yeah.
Their team's worth 83 million. Like they've got loads of like, they got loads of like free transfers, like just people from clubs. Like honestly, like they've got a couple of players from like, I think they've got a player from non-league. Like honestly, they've just got like, okay, so they've got Andres Townsend, who they brought out of retirement, who's like 41.
Is he 41?
No, he's not. He's not, but he feels like
He's as old as me.
Like literally, they took Andres Townsend from the BBC because he was doing TV. So they've took him. They got Ross Barkley, who was, I think he got free transferred from his other club. Like
Alan
got a couple of other players. Like honestly, I think the most expensive player was about maybe 6 million. Like honestly.
Yeah, but you know,
it works, does it?
But I think what he meant really, you know, all the negativity, because they were all moaning come the first half.
God, we were
they
crap.
were moaning.
Because we were 1 down, yeah.
Even the crowd knew we were crap.
We were all over them in the first half.
Like, did you hear the sighs in the crowd? Like, did you hear them go? Ooh. Like, I haven't heard that for a while.
Yeah, certainly.
It should have been about 3 up after half an hour.
I know. I mean, Diaz should have had an hat-trick.
Yeah, should have had a hat-trick. It was stupid.
He should have done. But the goalkeeper made 2 fantastic saves from him. And he made a fantastic save with his foot from young Bradley.
Yeah.
Second saves. It could have easily have been 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And he was advantage with that. Because I think that scoreline flattered Luton, in all honesty. Absolutely. And Redbird says...
I agree what Charlie Wood says there, though, by the way. Like, the same people said Klopp played the wrong team. What team could have he played? The rest were 18. The rest were 18-year-olds. Was he going to bring Pep Linders on?
I was going to say that.
You know what I mean?
Redbird says, Frank, do you want me to make a GoFundMe so you can pay your heating bill and be warm? No, I was saying before they came back, you know, in here, freezing. But my heating doesn't work anyway. And when I go into the living room, I have to buy a brand new fire last week or the week before, and it's great. I'm warm, you know, in the living room, but I'm freezing in here. Anyway, that's by the by. And let's see here. I've seen a comment, please.
Did you know that? Luton's manager did his coaching badges with Pep Linders?
No.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
They did the coaching badges together. They know each other well.
Wow.
He played against Dan's father, didn't he?
That's how young he is. How young their manager is.
He's still playing as well, Neil Dance.
Yeah, he is.
41.
Yeah, I think he's player manager, isn't he? Player manager of
player manager. Maxfield.
Yeah.
I think he's assistant manager now at Tranmere. I think he's.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he is.
I think he quit last year.
No.
But he didn't
Unbelievable.
I'm going to ask. I'll go straight to you, K-Mac. I'm just going to go through a couple of comments, and I want you to talk about them, boys, please. Some Dortmund fans, says Redbird, are convinced Alonso is their manager next season. I feel for them because he defo ain't. And Soulboy says, why would Alonso go to Bayern? He'd have to do a rebuild there, while at Liverpool, it's already done. What do you think about that, Kama? Those two comments.
Look, don't put all your eggs in one basket with Alonso, because if Alonso's the guy that we think he is, then he might give Bayern another year by Leverkusen. He might give him another year. Like, why would he not want to try the Champions League? There's now rumours coming out that we have approached Alonso, but Alonso's came out today and said we haven't. So,
but he's bound to say that, in my opinion. He's got to say that. I was seconded. You know, honestly, I was seconded once, and I couldn't say anything, and people knew that I was seconded. You know, to go somewhere else and do this bloody thing, you know. And I couldn't say anything. I really couldn't, because I was being let down to people who I had made some college, you know. And I just said no, I'm not, because someone got wind that I'd be teaching somewhere else. I said, oh no, I haven't heard anything, you know. So I don't think that, and this is massive to Alonso. It's a massive thing, and I don't think he'd be able to say, "Oh yeah, Liverpool have approached me and I'm going." Okay,
because look, you have to look at it like this as well. You've got Bayern Munich, who he's about to break their record, which was number of games unbeaten, which is like 33, I think it is, or something like that. So I think the next game he beats their record. He's about to overtake them in the league. I think he's like 5 points clear, maybe even 8 points clear now, because they won again. So for them to unsettle him at that club could maybe derail their season and Bayern sneak in. So that's just tactics, yeah. And they've done that before with loads of managers. So that's kind of like an ammo of Bayern, because they just want to be at the top forever. But if he breaks their record and wins the league and possibly wins a double or something in his first season, I could see him staying. I could see him giving it a go. I really could. And you have to look at it from Alonso's point of view as well. This is his first real managerial job. Yeah, it's not a massive team, but it's a good team. Yeah, and he gives them a year and a half, and then goes to Liverpool. And what if it doesn't work out? Like, would you really want to go into a managerial position at a club as big as ours and for it to not work out? Like, I don't know whether he'd want to do that. It's really risky. And like, why couldn't we get a stopgap for a year, like a Hansi Flick or someone like that, just for a year, like, so till he's ready. You know what I mean? I don't think Real Madrid will go for him. It's too soon.
Okay, we were talking about this before, because a comment came up and said about there's a strong rumour that FSG are offering something else to Jürgen to stay. Now, we said, if we win the league, say we win something, you know, we win the league, especially winning the league, and next season, you know, because again, someone else said, why, it's got me confused why he's actually leaving the way Liverpool are at the moment. We've got a fantastic squad. We're going after everything. So why is he leaving? And we came to like a conclusion, to be honest, K-Man. We came to the conclusion that if he did stay another season, it would be a good thing. And then, you know, go on his travels to bring Liverpool into the Champions League and try and win it again for us. And go at the end of the season, given time for Alonso to say his goodbyes in the Champions League with Leverkusen, and then come to us. That's what we were saying. Well, we weren't saying it. I said it, like, and he agreed. The panel agreed.
So the whole Klopp thing as well. Like, what I don't understand is he's actually said that he's not going to look at another role in football until 12 months. So just give him 12 months sabbatical. Get another guy in for a year. Like, seriously. Like, we're all talking about, like, what are we going to do without Klopp? Like, he's going to go back into football in 12 months. So we're going to see him again. So the new manager's going to face him somewhere. So why not just give him a year off? Like, let him take his sabbatical and we get someone in to do 12 months. Like, we have a stopgap for 12 months. Like, is that totally absurd? Am I like talking nonsense? Like why doesn't that make sense? Like,
that's a good idea.
Just Jürgen, whatever you want, you do. Yeah, we will wait for you.
Go ahead. JK, go ahead.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think the problem there is, imagine we got Man United at the weekend. The Klopp would want to get on the phone and tell Pep Linders, if he took over for a year, you got to do this, you got to do that. So he wants to just probably cut it all off and take that 12-month break. That's my
But that's the whole point of the sabbatical. We literally say to him, we have no contact with you. Like, but in 12 months' time, when you're refreshed and recharged, and you've been getting a big fat beer belly at your new mansion in Marbella, then we'll get back in touch with you, and you start the next season or the season after, whatever it'll be. Like, I don't know how the whole year thing works, because 12 months would be a season and a half, wouldn't it? So
yeah, but you look at the Kenny Dalglish, I think it's more or less the same scenario. When Kenny, just sat there, and this is post Hills. I hate mentioning Hillsborough, but there
I know.
Post Hillsborough. And he went, and that's what I don't know whether you remember, Josh, but that's what we were saying. Go for the year. Just go for the year, Kenny, and come back to us. But it didn't work out like that. And then he went to Blackburn, didn't he? And did the honours there.
And won the Prem.
I think it's the same scenario. What?
And then won the Premier League.
Exactly, he won the bloody Premiership before us.
I know.
I think what pleased me being in the game was, second, the players facing the Kop went up 100% last night. I feel Klopp is the biggest we all feel. The man is a genius. JK.
Yeah, I think what it is with Klopp, he's got this bundle of energy that is very hard to find. And his type of energy is even greater than Pep Guardiola's. Because yesterday at half-time, it was 1-0. Whatever he said and done in that 15 minutes, probably slapped a few guys around, like he did after the Brentford game, and got them to score 4 goals. So that's next level management there. We're all going to miss him 100%.
Yeah. Well, how about this thing by TW? Klopp said he doesn't want to go. He has to go.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword there about his decision. Because
I think it's health-based, I think it's health-based. I think he's mentally tired. That's the one reason I would say. I think he needs a break.
You can see it in his face.
Yeah. You can read it.
He's only 56. Like he's got like another 15 years ahead. Like, if he takes a year off, then we pick him up when he's recharged. Like, Jesus Christ, he's going to be like the Duracell energy bunny. Like, if we get him after a year, someone else is going to get him. Like, this is the thing about it. Someone else is going to get him, and it might be amazing. Like, we might go and win a league, or we might go and like do really well in the Champions League with like an Alonso or Amarin or a De Zerbi or whatever, yeah? But we might not. And if you look at history really shows that huge legendary managers leaving their clubs go on a massive decline. Manchester United, Arsenal. Like, it's just a fact. Like, and it's quite scary. Because he's leaving us with an incredible team.
Yes.
I mean, they were left with bad teams. I get that. But the man who took charge couldn't handle the pressure, and there's so much pressure at Liverpool. To following Klopp's footsteps, really is.
Exactly. And we got 3 players who got 18 months left. 3 of our star players have only got 18 months left. So that's a worry.
Well, I'd like you, and I'll start with you, George, then you, K-Mac, JK, and then Darryl. And it's this one here. It's this Anfield Road. The young lads Klopp is given opportunities to is only going to benefit our future. This man Klopp is leaving the club in such a healthy state, unlike Alex Ferguson after he left United and the state he left them in, an aging team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jurgen Klopp's going to be a tremendously hard act to follow. Everybody knows that. No question about that. Almost impossible, really. Possible job in a way. But that comment's correct. Look at the squad that's being left when he leaves. Look at the team we've got, the squad we've got, the youngsters we've got. It's a dream job for a decent manager. I don't mean a decent manager, a great manager. By the way, there's not many great managers on the planet. I could name them in one hand, really. Even in history. You're looking in this country at Clough and Shankly and Jock Stein and Dalglish and Paisley and Rafa. And then I'm looking at maybe Wenger when he was at Arsenal with the Glory Boys there. Not many after that. They don't grow on trees. And I think my own personal opinion is Alonso's made for Liverpool. He's won the Champions League with Liverpool. His kids know all born in Liverpool. The team and the players know him. They know his history. The club knows him. Everything is right with Alonso. I don't care what MD says. The German Bundesliga does not compare with the Premier League. And Bayern Munich, fantastic club. Bayern Leverkusen, great club. They don't compare with Liverpool in any way, shape or form. If he's got anything about him, Jerry, he'll take the job because that's what you need to do if you want to succeed. If he cowers in Germany and stays there for a year, it might not be a chance again at Liverpool. It might come once and that's it. I'm not saying he will take the job. I'm not saying he will. It's up to him and his family. The same way it's up to Jurgen and his family what he does. We can't influence it. All we can do is hope that the right decisions are taken for our club. We might find a lot more, like I said earlier, when the season finishes and this Netflix documentary comes out, and you might find a bit of things that's been going on behind the scenes we're not aware of. But at the moment, we've got to take Jurgen at his face value. He's given 9 years. He's won everything. He's tired. He needs a break. My own personal opinion is he'll go, and I think he'll go and manage the German national team because the World Cup's coming up in 2 years. It's a doddle of a job, and he's made for it. And I don't think he'll managing club football, but that's just my opinion. I might be wrong. I don't think he'll go another club in the next 12 months.
I think it's a great opinion, to be honest. I'll go to you now, okay? The younger lads, I'll read it out again. The younger lads Klopp is given the opportunity to is only going to benefit our future. This man Klopp is leaving the club in such a healthy state, unlike what Alex Ferguson did at Manchester United. So can you give your answer to that?
Is that me or JK?
No, it's you.
I'm sorry. Oh, you said K, so I wasn't sure whether you said JK. Okay, so Alex Ferguson. I'd say the biggest problem with Manchester United when Alex Ferguson left is their director left as well the year before, and the whole club was just kind of in a disarray. Like all the signings were crap, and they didn't really have any kind of rudder that was taking them anywhere. And he managed to just drain everything he could out of that team to win the last Premier League title, and basically Van Persie accepted it. I get that Klopp's like got these new players and we've got a great youth system, but it also depends on what manager we get. Like, new manager might not like the players that he's got. Like, honestly, this is the way it is with managers. Like, you've literally seen so many managers come into Chelsea and not be happy with their team and sell all their players and buy all these other players. You know, it all depends on the manager we get. Like, the managers that we're targeted with, and this is all just speculation, by the way, because nobody knew Klopp was leaving. And he told them in November, so we can keep a secret at Liverpool. Like, our board are so good at keeping information away from the fans. They're the best in the business. And what's so good about them is they're all based in the US. So they don't do interviews. Like, when did Mike Gordon ever do an interview? Like, Billy Hogan. None of these guys have ever done interviews. And the only reason we ever get anything from the owner is every now and again he does like an article in a paper. Like, every now and again there's an article in a paper and there's comments, and you don't even know whether he said that. So they are the best in the business at it. And we're linked with Almiron, who's 39, by the way. He's younger than Xabi Alonso, by the way. Ruben Almiron. Then you've got Xabi Alonso, who's done a couple of years. He's 42. And then we're linked with De Zerbi. They're pretty much the only guys that I've heard, like, consistently. So,
would you want De Zerbi though?
Depends on what they want. No, I want Almiron.
I wouldn't know.
I want Almiron.
You want Almiron?
Yeah, I want Almiron. I think he's got the. I think he can handle it. Like, I think he can continue the Moneyball system, and he can also continue winning. Like, he can just follow on from what Klopp's left behind. Honestly, this guy's the real deal, and he's got the credentials, and he's dealt with problems. Xabi Alonso's not dealt with any problems. He's never lost a game. Like, never lost a final. Like, never had any issues with, like, media or clubs or referees or anything like that. Like Ruben Almiron's dealt with, like, literally the fans breaking into their training ground and assaulting their players. Like, he's dealt with having to, like, get rid of players, cancel contracts, like the constant churn of having to sell your players when you didn't want to, but you had to because the club needs the money. Like, dealing with the bigger teams, like always being second fiddle to, like, your Benfica and your Sporting, and your Porto. So, you know what I mean? I think
so we can deal with problems. That's what you're saying. He can deal with that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you just literally said that dealing with the Premier League is so much different than the German league. It's probably so much different from the Portuguese league. But dealing with Liverpool is so hard. Got to be the hardest job. It's got to be the hardest job. And taking over from a father-like figure to fans, like, who just want to hug off the man. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to comprehend, like, who could do it and how they come to the decision to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's so much pressure. I'll let someone else talk. Sorry.
No, I'm apply for the sporting director's job.
Yeah. Wait for that one.
Get your application in.
I think he's an agent, to be honest. But hypothetically, yeah, I'll let you answer that, saying what K-Mac was going on about, George.
I've got my cards on the table. I want Xabi Alonso to come. I think he's the man I think the most Liverpool fans want. From what I've heard and everything I've seen, you know, he's has a lot more to management than just, I don't know, I mean, technical. I mean, it's character, humanity, is being in touch with the fans, touch with the club, with the right person. I'm not saying Xabi Alonso will come to Liverpool and emulate Klopp. Who can at the moment? If Klopp wins all these 4 trophies, it's a dead job for anybody because you can't go any higher, can you? Really? I mean, but that could be the one thing that could prevent us getting Xabi Alonso. I think, Frank, if we win 3 out of the 4 trophies or win 4 trophies, you might think, like K-Mac said before, I'll stick around in Germany for another year, but my heart tells me that if the job comes for Xabi Alonso, he'll take the job. I might be wrong.
I do.
It's very difficult for him to turn it down. We've got such a great squad he's coming into. It's not like when Fergie left United. When Fergie left United, the squad was dying. They were getting old. All the Beckhams and them were all, they were young lads when Fergie took them on. They all, Scholes and Beckham, and they were coming to the end and they had to rebuild. With us, we've rebuilt now. Klopp's done that job brilliantly, in my view. You've only got to look at the league table. 4 points clear. Best defensive record, best goal difference in every competition. So that's been created by this squad of players that he's created. And they'll still be there, as far as I'm aware. I know there's a few coming to the end of the contract next year, so they'll have to sort that out with Trent and Salah and a couple of others. But that's for another day. Anyway, I think we need to concentrate on getting these trophies on the table this year and worry about next year at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think so. But I'll have to go to JK. What's your take on that? What K-Mac and George has just been talking about Xabi Alonso.
I think he fits the image. I think he's a smooth operating looking type of guy. He's smooth, He isn't very boisterous, I would say, like Klopp. But I think he knows his football. He's played for 3 top teams. He's had to win stuff. But I just feel that the feeling to stay with Leverkusen 1 year and do Champions League with them is going to be an issue if they win the Premier League, if they win the Bundesliga this year. That's the only worry I would have with him if he's going to come. I think if he finishes second, I think it will come straight away. But I think if he becomes first, he might feel like he owes the fans a Champions League campaign.
Okay. Now, Darryl, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What the lads were talking about Xabi, what would you like to see happen? Would you rather have Amarim?
I'm with the fans. There's only one man that I would love that would obviously be Xabi Alonso, but I can't see him leaving Leverkusen after the season. So I personally agree with K-Mac. I think it's going to be Almiron. That's who I think will be Liverpool manager. Who I think.
Okay, because if he's a big red, as you know, he's a massive red, as George knows, as you know, Darryl, as K-Mac knows as well, and JK, he's a massive red, and this is an opportunity, and that opportunity, if this Amarim comes and he's a success, but what hasn't been mentioned by anybody, and I'm quite surprised at this, is that the fans will give him time. The fans will give Xabi Alonso time at the club.
Yeah, I think
Am I right, George?
I think you're very right. They will. He's got that connection with the club through what he's achieved at the club in the past. But I'll say, Amaran might be the answer. Who knows? Time alone will tell. It's all about opinion, isn't it? Football. Yes. It's all about opinion. And everybody's got their own opinion. And at the end of the day, we'll find out in due course.
I'm just going to go to a couple of comments here, boys and girls.
I will say something on Xabi Alonso though, and Amaron.
Yes.
Xabi Alonso is a coach. He's a coach. That's what he does. He doesn't do what Klopp does. He's a coach, so he's like Pep Linders. So he coaches the team. He won't be in charge of the transfers. He won't be in charge of the youth system. None of that. He would literally coach the first team, and that's why that's obviously a difference between the type of managers that we're looking at. And you also have to look at De Zerbi as well. De Zerbi's a coach. Like, does everybody speak English? Yeah. Like Amaran speaks perfect English, by the way, if anyone wanted to know that. But Amaran is a manager as well. Like he's had to deal with the club as well. So there's an element of the crossover, but they both work really closely with sporting directors and technical directors. There's something that Klopp hasn't worked well with. Like we know that. Like we genuinely know that.
Yeah, of course we have, yeah.
So that's a system which needs to rebuild at Liverpool. And it could take the fact that we take Sporting's director of football and their manager, and we take maybe Leverkusen's director of football, Simon Rolfers, and their manager and their coach to make that work. But having one from somewhere else and another, and I've heard Paul Mitchell is quite possibly the candidate now. Like if you've noticed, Paul Mitchell has been completely silent anywhere. He's not been linked with anybody, and we interviewed him for the job which George Smack ended up getting, but Paul Mitchell didn't like the way things were at the moment with Liverpool at the time, because they were kind of all over the place. But you need to do your research. You need to do your research on Paul Mitchell. This guy is incredible CV, Paul Mitchell.
Yeah, because he wouldn't know where he stood, would he? Because do you remember when the owners put us up for sale? Do you want my take on that last November? Was it last November? No, the November before. Do you want my take on that? And I'll tell you what it is. And I was vindicated. And here's what I said. I said, there's no way that they're going to sell. This is in November. When it came out, within an hour, I said, they're not going to sell. I said, because January's coming up, fans are screaming for players to buy players, they're screaming out, and they don't want to buy players. I'm telling you now, they do not want to buy players in January, right? That's what I said. I said, but I tell you what, as soon as that window closes, they'll come out and say, oh, we're not selling now. And I was vindicated. I got it spot on. 110% spot on. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Remember that, Frank? Yeah, do you remember that?
Yep.
Thank you. Glad. Well, anyway, Lee Wizkid just caught the end of the last bit of chat, and I don't get the way so-called fans again. You know, this is another good comment about some fans. The team, slag the team off in public. Whatever happened to loyalty? And I think it was. I hate going back for this because this little button doesn't work. It's what Paul Burke said. Remember when we were talking and I said each generation, generation in our past, George. Yeah. And Paul Burke said, we were more educated, Frank. Good football was admired by all, even if it was an away team.
Yeah, well, they used to applaud the goalkeeper, didn't they? Still do.
Yeah, we still do, but we always did that. Who was it? Oh, I forget who it was. I think it was Gordon Banks. And Banks loved it, didn't he? When he used to run down.
He always used to wave to the crowd.
He raved, he applauded the cop. But other people did. Yeah, and Gary Spree. He used to do it. He used to applaud the cop. But, you don't see them doing that anymore, unfortunately.
Hey, Frank, can I read another... Frank?
Yeah, go on.
I want to read another thing out from this another Luton fan base thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
Forgive me for reading this, but it's interesting, right?
No.
This guy says, I think the 20 minutes or so after half-time was probably the best, most intense football I've ever seen in person from any team. Incredible noise too, even against the team I love. Almost enjoyed watching it. That's from a Luton fan.
Yeah, they are, K-Mac. What about that quote?
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, we were unbelievable in the second half, but
you don't realise how lucky we are to be watching this team, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it did. It did feel like Klopp took him in the dressing room and literally pointed at the first team and went, "You see these kids here? They're coming on to replace you if you don't sort yourself out."
How good
They
was
sorted
McAllister
themselves
came
out,
out?
and then they still came on.
Hey, he came out. How good was McAllister?
Oh, brilliant!
Insane.
It was brilliant.
The whole game,
How good was McAllister? Came back.
unbelievable. The whole game was flipped on its head with that little tweak that he did, where he moved Bradley closer to midfield, like closer in the centre. The whole game just flipped on its head because of that little move. Because Bradley was just on it, like literally unbelievable player. Like,
Well, he took over the trend role, didn't he, Bradley?
Yeah.
He got his own chant. Now.
Yeah. He almost scored as well, didn't he? Keep the save.
It was a really good save.
Yeah, he was going the wrong way. He came back.
With his foot, give the goalkeeper some due. He was their man of the match, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was.
It was just say came back saying that you were there and whatever. And who was you say was man of the match last night?
I would say it's between Bradley and McAllister. McAllister got 2 assists.
Yes.
But one of McAllister's assists was Bradley with the quick throw. Like he's the guy that's seen them talking and went,
yeah, it was a quick throw. Yeah,
he's a 20-year-old kid, like thinking like a seasoned senior. Like, just honestly, I mean, when he got took off,
was outstanding as well. Came back. I thought
Endo was unbelievable, but Endo's been unbelievable all season. So I can't really give him man of the match because he's a solid 7-8 out of 10 every game.
Well, I'll tell you my man of the match, and I said it before, said it last night, was Diaz.
Diaz was unbelievable, yeah.
Diaz just went direct at their defences. He tantalised their defence all night long from the first minute. He just went at them, and they were terrified of him. They really were terrified of him.
Conor Bradley was interviewed today, and he said that he hates playing against them in the practice matches. He said, I can't handle him. He said he goes inside, he goes outside, left foot inside. And he said the way he's playing now is immense, he said, and he's really coming on his game. That was praise from young Conor.
Did you see Diaz's dad sporting the same kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's his dad doing in the crowd with short sleeves on? Like, I can understand being on the pitch because you're running around, but his dad's just stood there. It must have been freezing.
Fantastic, yeah. I know. He must be staying here now.
Yeah, I think he is now. Well, do you blame him?
No, I don't blame him.
Would we go in there that country again if I was him?
Have you seen he's in the draw for tomorrow, boys? And I'm going on now. I'm going to go on about Sunday's game if you don't mind. But have a look at this lot here. Who would you like to see there, George?
We can't get Brighton. We can't get Brighton or West Ham.
I'll have one. First one comes to mind is Quarterback. But I know nothing about them, so they can't be that brilliant.
They're miles away. I don't want them.
Well,
they're literally like 10,000 miles away, I think.
As a Azerbaijan,
What about Rangers? Rangers.
Yeah, smash them.
Yeah, Rangers. Yeah. AC Milan for me. AC Milan.
Feyenoord are playing well. I'm sorry, JK. Go ahead. What was you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, out of all them teams, I like to have AC Milan. I think Galatasaray away will be really loud. Yeah. I've seen their game against United. It was just crazy. That was just, you don't want to be in there.
Slavia Prague will do.
Yeah, I hope we get the away game first.
Yeah, Slavia Prague.
That list isn't right. Like, we can't play Brighton. We can't play Leverkusen because they finished top of the league. We can't play the top of the league teams.
Yeah, we can't play top
so that
teams.
List isn't right.
Yeah, that'll be sorted out when they put the draw out.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams in there that we can't play.
When's the
draw? A couple of teams that we can, which aren't in there.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is it? Yeah.
Midday.
Well, I think there's some good teams there. Feyenoord are a very good side. A very, very good side.
They got to a final 2 years ago.
Galatasaray.
Yeah, they got Max Weefers, good player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, some good teams there.
Just got a horrendous name.
Yeah.
Villarreal.
Yeah, let's get Rangers. That'll work, wouldn't it?
That'll do me. Rangers will do me.
Smashed them 7-1, didn't we, at their ground?
Yeah.
Get Rangers. Get Rangers. We can play the kids again. No offence to Rangers.
Well, they're top of the Scottish League at the moment.
Yeah, but
didn't say much, does it?
Nah.
Yeah,
the Brendan Rodgers effect.
Lisa Rogge says he didn't actually say, this talking about the club, he didn't actually say he would go back in 12 months. He said in 12 months, who knows? See, the language is brilliant, because the people are picking up on it. They're picking up on what's actually said.
Yeah.
They are. But one thing he did say, which we all know, he'll never, ever manage an English club again, ever.
I believe that, yeah. You'd be crazy too. There's nobody you can manage in England above Liverpool.
And as Redbird says, now I'm just going to read this out, and then I want to go to Sunday, and I'm going to start with you, George. I'm going to start with you. Sorry about this. I'm going to go to the K-Mac last, right? Because you're not going to like what I'm going to say. But I just want to read this comment out first. I don't think Klopp will change his mind. He's a man of principle and does what he says he's going to do. I could be wrong, and he does turn around. That's what he says. That's what Redbird says. Now, where's my thing, George? Sorry to put you on the back foot here.
Sorry, right? I'm always on the back foot, Frank, no problem.
I want you to pick. We know that Keller is in goal. We know that. He's in goal. Who's your back four for Sunday?
Conor Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, and Robertson. Okay. I wouldn't have any problem with Kwanzaa in place of Konate, but I would put Konate first. Just a bit more experience, a bit bigger, stronger.
No, you're right there, because he was rested last night for the sole purpose of Sunday. That's what he was. JK, who's your back four?
Same as George.
Same as George?
Yeah.
Darryl.
Same.
K-Mac.
Who did you say again? You said Bradley, Konate,
Virgil, and Robbo.
Yeah, unfortunately, Robbo will get picked. Like, he will. Like, just because of the way Gomez played the whole game, I think Robbo will get picked.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, George, this is going to be the tough one, to be honest. Your midfield.
Yeah. Well, definitely McAllister. Endo, McAllister, and well, it depends who plays up front, really. I'd have Gakpo if Nunes and Salah, by any stretch of the imagination, are playing. But if they're out again, it would have to be Gravenberch, I suppose. We've no other choice, have we? Because Curtis isn't going to be fit. Szoboszlai is not fit. But if Salah or Nunes plays, I would have Harvey Elliott and then have them up front.
Okay. JK, midfield.
Yeah, the midfield is...
Before you start, I think Salah and Nunes will be playing Sunday. Go ahead, JK.
So, with that happening there, I would play Gakpo in midfield, because I think And then McAllister and Endo can play as like a double pivot in the midfield. And then we've got 4 attackers in that game. Problem is then we've got no one off the bench. So maybe Gravenberch. So that's the only decision I would do there, because we've got no one else to play in that position.
Yes, you young lads, you Connell and people like that, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Daryl, your midfield.
If Nunes and Salah are playing, I will go with Endo, McAllister left, Elliott right, side of the field.
No, there is one.
Elliott played well the other night.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't so much in the first half, but second half, I think a bomb hit him.
Yeah.
To be honest, he was absolutely superb.
Never stopped running, though, does he? He never stopped running.
No, he didn't. I'll go straight to you, K-Mac.
Midfield, Endo, McAllister, and Sabolsai. Sabolsai should be fit.
Well, if he's fit to play him, yeah, I didn't think he'd be going to be fit.
Yeah, he should
Really?
be fit.
Sabolsai.
Oh yeah,
If Sabolsai's fit, he's going to play midfield, isn't he? Alongside.
McAllister, and Endo. Wow.
I didn't think he was fit. That's great news if he's fit.
That's wonderful news. That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been no one's really talked about Sabotzalai for a few days now. So maybe he's trying to.
How do you know he's fit, Mark? How do you know he's fit?
Because he hasn't. All the other players, Klopp said no. Like he said
he
no.
did.
He just
and do you remember last week when he said that he was out training? He was running.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Last week he said that.
Training last week.
He's fit, and Salah's fit, and Nunes is fit. We're in business.
Yeah, absolutely. So George, your forward line, they will play. I'm telling you. So
it's Salah, Nunes, and Diaz. Salah, Nunes, and Diaz every day.
Okay.
If they're fit.
All right, Daryl.
Yeah, Salah, Nunes, Diaz.
Okay, JK.
Same as.
K-Mac.
Yep, same as.
All right, then. So we picked our team. We've got a fantastic forward line. And if Szoboszlai's playing, let's hope, let's touch wood and cross our fingers and toes and everything that he plays. We'll have a fantastic midfield. And with our backs as well, with our back line. The only problem is, don't like saying it, is Kelleher, because in my opinion, he should have saved the Brentford goal, and he should have saved that goal last night. Yeah. That's in my opinion. So if Ali was there, I'd say we would destroy Chelsea. So I'm going for you, George.
Score. Well, we beat them 4-1, didn't we, up at Anfield comfortably.
Destroyed.
I know they've raised the game a little bit in the last couple of weeks, City and that, but I think we're a better team in every position personally. 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay, JK.
But we played them twice this season. Normally we draw with them guys, but I just think if all our guys who we think are going to come back, Szoboszlai, Salah, Darwin, it's a 2-3-0 for us. Maybe they get a goal. Maybe.
Okay. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Okay. Daryl, sorry, you're
3-1 red. 3-1 Reds.
Nice one, Dan.
I think that's a very good thing. K-Mac.
3-1 Reds.
3-1 Reds. Oh, there's my fiance there. Hey, Frank and panel, sorry I'm late. Behave yourself. Shouldn't be late. Late on parade, yeah. Jane.
I thought Keller was good, by the way, last night.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I thought Keller was good. He dealt with a lot of corners, a lot of crosses. I'm not blaming him for the goal. I'm not blaming him for their goal.
But it's just that little mistake.
He saved it.
Yeah, he did save it actually because it didn't go in.
It led to the goal. You can't.
You're being really critical, Frank. Come on.
No. I said last week
He's a perfectionist
against Brentford. And you said, no, it wasn't his fault. Robertson caused the Brentford goal when he was going up the left wing, and he tried to beat the fella, and the fella just, took it, and he went down the wing, crossed the ball, bang, goal. And you said, he was too many touches. No, but his mistake caused the goal.
I was talking to John Achterberg last week, and he rates him really highly, which you'd expect. But I rate him highly. We're lucky to have him, Keller.
His distribution, was sensational. Like, he was told to basically put that ball onto the striker for the whole of the first half. That was a tactic, and he was doing it like a golfing, like a chip shot, like a standing wedge, right onto Gapco's position every single time.
I'll tell you another thing I thought the other night. Luton left a lot of holes in the midfield, didn't they?
Yeah.
A lot of spaces. If we'd have had Nunes and Silva there as well, they would have made hay there. A lot of our players could run 20 yards with the ball. It was amazing.
But I would just say with the Kelleher.
Go on.
I just wanted to say about Kelleher. The only problem I have with him, his positioning and kicking with the ball is he's pretty sound. It's just that when a goal goes in pretty close to his body, he doesn't react quick enough. And I think that's his only weak point. But I think he went through a little bit of a rough patch. But in the last 2 games, much, much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we can't afford a mistake anyway. Not against Chelsea. That's just I'm only having opinions, by the way. And listen, Amarali Ghaznavi. I hope I've pronounced your name right. If I haven't. And this is, I'm going to go straight to you, K-Mac. I see you. Loved it. Bayern and LFC are the main contenders for Xabi Alonso's signature, but Liverpool are his first and preferred choice. He likes the option of becoming Klopp's successor more than moving to Bayern.
I don't know where they get all this information from.
Is that not just common sense? Do you really need to
That's cool.
do you even need to ask Xabi Alonso that? Why would you want to go to Bayern? It's a poison chalice right now. You literally come second, you get sacked. You lose 3 games, you get sacked. Why would you want to put yourself under that much pressure?
That's the sort of news that Plattenberg, he's a reporter in Germany, he would pull that out, Alonso, who should he choose? Like Sky News, they always do that. They'll hype up the situation and stuff.
He's another spoofer, JK.
That's a good God.
Did you hear what else he said at the end of that interview? He said that their other options, if they don't get Alonso, is Oli Gunnar.
Yeah.
Seriously. That was their other option.
Sam Allardyce.
Honestly,
he's next.
When
I heard that, I was like, I'm turning off. Seriously.
Roy Hodgson's coming back.
Ollie's at the wheel.
For stats, this is right down your street, Kaber. And it's a game from Alan Ali. Our records with Enzo starting is absolutely wild. Have a look at it.
Must be.
Have a look at that. 15 games, 13 wins, 2 draws, no losses, plus 32 goal difference. Hey, Mac.
It's bonkers. I think we've conceded under 10 goals with him playing. By the way, don't quote me on that completely, but I'm pretty sure. I'll give you some other stats as well in case you don't know about this. It's the second time in Klopp's tenure that he's ever had 5 strikers score more than 10
Yeah,
goals.
yeah, I came on before.
Also,
You mentioned
we're
that
also the
before.
first team to 100 goals this season, and we're the first team to have 5 players hit 10 goals.
Yeah,
and also Harvey Elliott is the first player at the age of 20 to score a goal and create 6 chances since Opta has been.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
and we finished the game. We finished the game with 7 players that were aged 21 and under.
That's right.
Playing
Somebody came up with that before as well. Yeah, brilliant.
No one's done that. No one's done that in Premier League history either.
No, just
Like,
imagine with Endo, we could have had Caicedo for 110 million.
I still think Caicedo's good, by the way. But yeah.
And Lavia only been playing a game.
40 million. We got Endo.
Yeah.
For 16 million. Wow.
I want to see if there's any.
I'll tell you something now. I'll tell you something. If Stefan Bajcetic hadn't got injured in pre-season, I don't think we'd have signed it. I don't think we would have signed Endo.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
I don't think we'd have signed Endo. I think Stefan was going to be the guy.
Yeah, that's what we all thought, didn't we? Yeah.
That's what we all thought, yes. And the KMAC says teams Liverpool can play Freiburg, Lens, Rennes,
fancy all of them.
Karabakh, Azerbaijan, don't want them. Or Braga, Portugal, Sparta Prague, Czech, Galatasaray, the Turks, Sporting, don't want them, and Young Boys. Young Boys are not a bad side, actually.
They're out.
There's more as well.
Yeah, Sporting beat them.
Don't feed any of them, Frank, in a 2-legged game.
All right. No, still carry on with cases. Marseille, Shakhtar Donetsk, Roma, Feyenoord. Oh no, I think Feyenoord. If they win against Toulouse, right?
Yeah, they're playing. Are they playing tonight? Did he play tonight? All of them.
Yeah, Roma were 1-0 tonight. I don't know what the score was.
Yeah, I'm just putting all the teams down there. That's all. It'd be great if we get to lose.
Yeah.
They're out, K-Mac.
Oh, they're out. Okay.
Yeah.
Toulouse are out.
Yeah, they're out.
Roma and Feyenoord are a dangerous side. I've looked at them a few times. I wouldn't mind Roma.
Yeah, Roma.
Yeah, I just wanted to update that list because there was a load of teams in there that we can't play.
I don't know the result of Roma Feyenoord. I know Roma were 1-0 up tonight. Well, I don't know the final score.
They're going into overtime.
They'll be trying to avoid Liverpool.
Overtime, extra time.
You're going American, man. Overtime.
Well, Amarelli says 2-1. Ali Noose says 3-1. And Amarelli says Keller should have done better with his feet. That's what he says. And my lovely Jean Gray, Mark 2, says 3-1, LFC win. And look at all them cups and everything else for us. And
is that a dinosaur?
What?
It's a pair of shorts.
And a dinosaur comes onto the pitch.
The parrot.
James Milner's come back.
Jamie, when's he? Is he free now? JK, can you get him on?
Now, let me send him the link.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
I thought he was doing a show.
I'll be going off.
I asked for a notification as well.
Oh, shit. He's messaged me. Sorry.
Does he?
Yeah, he messaged me, so I'll send him the link now.
I thought he was on at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
So did I asked for a notification.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing it. We're doing a show tomorrow at 6.
Oh, okay.
So I think you might be doing that instead. I'm just going to send him the link, Frank. All right.
Excellent stuff.
What's your team, Frank?
My team is
and score.
I'll just go to forwards, and it's the usual forwards. It's the Nunes, it's the Salah, and it's the wonderful Diaz, my little man of the match last night. It's them. It's Bosley playing. It's only the same midfield as you lads said. So Bosley, McAllister, Endo, and my back four, is the other fella, Bradley, Virgil, and Canetti, his partner, and Robertson. Did you notice the way Robertson went in? It led up to the goal, actually. It led up to Elliott's goal, and he went down, and he was holding his ankle, I think.
Yeah.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he got back up. He's all right.
He's got back up. That was what I was worried about.
He's made of the hard stuff, isn't he, Robert?
He is. The granite.
He's made of iron brew, isn't he? And
yeah, definitely came out.
Iron brew.
Iron brew and granite.
Iron brew and girders.
Yes, Jamie. Hiya, Jamie.
Hi,
Jamie.
Good to see you, mate.
How's everyone
Hey,
doing?
Jamie, we've been picking our team for Sunday, and some good takes there. So who would your team be? You leave Keller out, don't you? He's there. He's already there. So there's no goal. We're not going to ask for Adrian in. So in your team.
I don't think I'll change much. I'd probably go Robbo over Gomez. Give us more natural width on both sides with Bradley. I think the fullback areas, the attacking fullback areas, will be a key for us beating Chelsea on the weekend. So I like the width for Robbo and Bradley on them wide areas. Luis Diaz tucking inside a little bit more like he did yesterday. Gakpo playing in them deep areas. Now, I think Mo Salah will come in for Harvey Elliott and Darwin will be on the bench. Darwin will be that impact sub after tied legs. Perfect substitution to have. Same with Harvey Elliott. Same with Joe Gomez defensively. And then I'd have to say midfield three that played yesterday because I thought they played really well. Especially, McAllister, 2 man of the matches in a row. Playing on that attacking right-hand side, which suits him down to the ground. Because you've got Wataru Endo there who just does all the dirty work, man. And he's fantastic at it. And I thought Gravenberch played well again yesterday. I thought his pressing was really good. And, that'd be... So, same midfield. Salah on the right instead of Elliott. And Robbo at left back instead of Gomez. Owen Kanai instead of Kwanzaa.
Defo, so that's and we predict it. I've got to ask you. I know I'm catching your cold. I'm awfully sorry. I notified to go. About your show to be notified at 10 o'clock. And
yeah, I'm starting a bit later now.
Oh, good. So you're going on tonight?
Yeah, I'll be on later. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's good. Throw a couple of comments in.
Turn it on sleep.
Anyway, that's great. That well done, and well done. So listen, you're the predictive score.
I got Liverpool on penalties.
Oh,
Hey, last time Keller scored.
Whoa. You went there, didn't you? You went there.
It's Liverpool. We do everything the hard way. So yeah,
I was tempted as well.
I'm going to go penalties. But I think it might be. I think watching Chelsea last couple of weeks and the way they set up and playing suits them much better to be a counter-attacking team now for Chelsea. Liverpool go have all the possession, in my opinion, like they did against City, and they're going to try and keep Sterling up wide, sort of cheat a little bit, keep him up top, don't let him come back, stay in the halfway line sort of thing, and try and use them gaps around there to get in behind. And same with Nicholas Jackson on the other side. I think Nicholas Jackson and Sterling will play really wide and try and play high up and sort of cheat a little bit and try and play counter-attacking like they did against Man City. So I think it could be a high-scoring game, like a 3-3, something mad.
I felt like us beating them actually probably didn't help us in this final because they just had to rip everything up and start again and get rid of Silva as well, who's just been like a handbrake for them. Yeah,
with a better team than them, though, how it came out. Look at the league table.
Yeah. 3-1. 3-1.
Well, there's the high scoring thing. I'll go back to the others though. Gory, it's going to be a good final. Plenty of goals. 4-2 to Liverpool.
Could be right.
Another 4. That would be fantastic, that wouldn't it? And Ali Luce, our Romanian friend, he says Roma overtime with Feyenoord.
Yeah, that game is that. You want to be put to sleep later if you're having trouble sleeping. Just watch that game back.
Wasn't the Inter Milan game really bad as well? Like
They're
Barcelona.
all bad.
Wasn't that like honestly?
It's
Champions League football games have been crap.
European football is not at its best right now. Let's put it that way. It's not.
Arsenal didn't even have a shot in their game.
Yeah, they had 41-year-old. They had Pepe at the back, 41-year-old, and they couldn't even create nothing.
Yeah,
I love that goal that went in.
Yeah,
Liverpool be the last team any one of these teams want to play. The last team.
Danny Alves sent 4.5 years in prison.
Yeah, but he won't be playing, will he?
No.
For a long time.
Okay. TW, I'll go straight to you, Jamie. New sporting director will be in place by the end of March, according to Ornstein.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I like the way they're doing it. They gotta make sure they got the right person in charge, so there's no more messing around. Get the right person in charge for the future. You know, we know where we stand as a football club right now. Jurgen's told us he's leaving. All his backroom staff are leaving. So Liverpool go start fresh from the summer, brand new. So I think they're making sure they get the right person for the job. No more messing around. Get the right person in, get the right manager in, get that manager get his staff in. And I think the future's quite good, after Klopp. I ain't gonna lie. I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
The squad's been kept in quite a good condition, if you ask me. We've got great academy youngsters coming through as well. You've got that new training ground. Anfield's built up. The future is a lot brighter, in my opinion, than the way Ferguson. I know Ferguson won the title with Man United before he left, but that squad was on its light. And I think putting David Moyes in charge was, David Moyes never had a chance. He had a terrible, aging squad that had fallen apart, and no one wanted him in charge. So I think Liverpool are in a much better position, personally. And if the ownership get it all correct with the sporting director, the right man in charge, and put him in, and then they get the right manager in charge, it's going to be one or two now. I think by the sounds of it, it's either going to be Xabi Alonso or Ruben Amorim. They're the two. It's going to be one of them. New sporting director, his staff. Happy days for me.
Yeah, it's looking good.
What do you think, Jamie? I'm sorry, boys. What do you think, Jamie? Amarali Ghaznavi, he actually says, hope we get that West Ham guy. That's him.
Yeah, Tim Steidman. He's very good at his job. There's no doubt about it. And by the sounds of it, his head's been turned a little bit since he's been linked with this Liverpool job, and now all of a sudden he's not happy at West Ham. When we heard nothing like that, a few weeks ago, not many people knew the West Ham sporting director was by. A few weeks ago, not a lot of people knew the sporting director at West Ham was by name, and now all of a sudden he's not happy at West Ham no more. So. This is the power of Liverpool Football Club. I think a lot of people see what Klopp's done at this football club is so good that it's going to get a lot of attention from all the top people in the world in their positions to come to this football club. As soon as Jurgen Klopp said he was leaving in that interview last month, I can guarantee most top managers in European football were talking to their agents about the possibility of being the next Liverpool manager, because Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Barcelona, the three biggest clubs in world football, are all going to need new managers in the summer. When does that ever happen? When does that ever happen all at one time?
The greatest job in world football.
Yeah, exactly. I think them fans, it's just different.
I think we could get Paul Mitchell. I think he could be the director of football coming in. And the reason why I say it is because he was heavily linked with the Man United job, and that's now going to Ashworth, and he's been silent. And this guy's CV is insane. Like honestly, I don't think people know enough about this guy. Like he was at MK Dons, so he basically started the revolution at MK Dons with Dele Alli and all those other amazing youngsters they had. He then went to Tottenham. Some of the players he got into Tottenham, he's the reason why Harry Kane became Harry Kane, because he wanted Harry Kane back in the team and didn't want to sell him or stick him out on loan. He then went to Leipzig. If no one knows about the Leipzig revolution that he started, he had so many players under Leipzig, and then went to Monaco, and now he's not with the club now, and he's gone quiet, and he's only 42. Like I think he'd be a perfect fit for us, and we interviewed him for the George Smack role, but he didn't want it because he didn't think he was ready. He didn't think it was the right time. So could be really interesting with a new manager.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think there's a lot of quality sporting directors out there. There really is, and
well, I like the West Ham fella. I'm being honest. I'd love to see him.
He's brought in good guys. I know everyone's. So Man United have got that the geezer from Newcastle, and everyone's going like Rio Ferdinand. Was it Rio Ferdinand said the best sporting director in the world? He's so good at his job at Newcastle.
None of them have done particularly well, have they? None of them have done that well, have they?
Newcastle got to sell their best players.
Yeah, he's so good at his job that Newcastle can't spend money. That's how good at his job he is. I mean, it's just,
and Chelsea.
It's madness to me, but I think by the sounds of it and everything we're hearing, I mean, we're all hearing it, that by the sounds of it, the ownership group have gone back into that data program that they used to be fantastic at. You know, a lot of clubs have stolen what we started with that data stuff, and they've gone back into that and looking for the right people in charge. And I do like the fact they're not looking at someone like Jurgen Klopp. I think that's the right decision. You don't want a Jurgen Klopp light, do you? That's pointless. You don't want that. You want to sort of like have something completely different. You know, otherwise you're going to be looking like, oh, you're just trying to get a Jurgen replacement. And there isn't a Jurgen replacement, is there? So
doesn't exist.
You just got to get what you feel is like the right man for the future. I think with FSG, they try and keep their managers for a while. So I think they go look at a manager that'll be at Liverpool for 5 to 7 years, sort of thing. So they can build the club again under the new sporting director and get the players in they need and start fresh again. So yeah,
it could be Almeida then.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Alonso or Almeida. I know a lot of people are worried about Bayern Munich, but I actually think if Alonso had to choose between the two, he would choose Liverpool. But if Alonso wants to stay at Bayer Leverkusen because he just won the German league, I can't blame him. So, I think it'd be one of them two. Which I'm proper happy with, man, because they're two young, exceptional coaches that are going to be big in the game in years to come. And if you look at world football right now for elite managers, there ain't a lot out there.
Hey, Jamie, a lot of these sporting directors haven't done too much, have they, for these clubs? If you look at Newcastle, Man United, West Ham, look at Liverpool, the signings we've made. We see we haven't got. I mean, we made better signings than any of them, and that's why we're top of the league.
Look at Wataru Endo. So
Chelsea, look at Chelsea.
16 million quid. 16 million quid. It's arguably one of the best bits of business this summer. You know, out of every transfer made this summer, he's arguably one of the best bits of business. You know, we had a DM in Fabinho who was fantastic for us, but his legs just went, and it is what it is, and he left. And we're searching around for this DM. And it looks like at the moment, him and McAllister are doing a fantastic job together. Can't complain about it. And that's phenomenal. Him and McAllister is £50 million in transfer fee.
It's crazy.
And look at Chelsea play Casado and Lavia. They paid 140 million or something. It's ridiculous.
They paid more for Lavia on his own, and he's not played.
They paid more for Lavia than we paid. Yeah, we got Endo and McAllister for around the same price that they bought Lavia.
Yeah, I know.
Vigo says here, if we beat Chelsea, Endo is going to be able to touch this is the answer. Look at this one here. It's and, if he sits on someone's shoulders, he's Doug Vigo.
Hey, Frank, I've got to jump.
That's a cracker, lads.
Take care, George.
I've got to jump.
Brilliant. You're not going, are you, George?
No, I'm saying I've got to jump to touch the sign.
George took a massive run up.
If I had another 3 inches, I'd have got 50 caps.
Do you know what, Jamie? And I got K-Max when he came on. We were talking about this when we first started the show. And it was a comment by one of the lads. I don't know whether it was Anfield Road or Redbird. And they said, I can't understand why Jurgen Klopp is going. I can't understand. Not why he's got, the new stadium, he said, the new stadium and everything is going great. We're top of the league. We're going in for another quadruple. We've got a fantastic squad. And I can't understand why he's leaving at the end of the season. Can you put any thing on that?
I think I can understand it. So, in this Premier League, Klopp has spoke about this a few times. He's made mentions of it. Going against this Man City team at the moment, you've got to be almost completely perfect for a whole season to win the Premier League against this City team. Klopp's gone up against this City team better than anyone else in the City era so far, and he got 97 points. Can you imagine? Can you guys imagine, George? Can you imagine when you was playing if you got 97 points and you didn't win the title? That would be madness to you. You wouldn't be able to compute it in your mind, would you? That I've got 97 points. I lost one game, and I've somehow not won the Premier League. And then 2 years later, competed against them again and finished on 92 points.
Yeah,
and still didn't win the Premier League. And Klopp must be thinking, I don't know what more I've got to do to overcome this Manchester City team. It's exhausting. It's tiring.
Jimmy, it's fine margins, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, Salah at the Etihad, it was 11 millimetres, the ball on the line when Stones kicked it off. Had it been over the line, we'd have won the champ. The next one, Gerrard's team, Aston Villa, 2 crosses from the right in the last, 3 minutes? And we lose the title for a whole season, I mean, it's
that
fine.
Must be shattering to a manager. To a manager, that must be
shattering for him,
The thing about it as well, is it's not even the losses, it's the draws. You can't draw either.
Mediocre teams.
You can't draw games. That's crazy in itself that you can't draw games, because that's what we've lost the league on, because we've drawn too many. Mental.
Yeah, I remember drawing against, I was sitting there. And we drew against Spurs, and I turned it on. I said, that could be pivotal. That
was robbery. It could be pivotal on goal difference.
At the end of the season, come the end of the season, and it's so approved. Because I was screaming, in the summer for a couple of midfielders. I was screaming out for the Blues. And, we just missed out on it. It was a bloody shame, to be honest. You can't. You'd be pulling your hair out. You couldn't even put it in your mind. You couldn't get the mathematics right. But it's just one of those things, lads.
That draw against United hurt as well.
Yeah.
At home.
And if you look at the Champions League, the only team Jurgen Klopp has lost to in the Champions League finals is Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
It seems to just be bad luck all the time. 2 Champions League finals. You played 3 Champions League finals. He's won 1, and the other 2 he played Real Madrid. And then in the Premier League, he got 97 and 92 points, and he still didn't win the Premier League. That just.
But Adrian cost us for those mistakes, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And what more can you do, man? What more can you do? And plus, there's a team that's just sitting around on all these charges and guilt that are not being. And Klopp must be sitting there thinking,
115.
What's going on? What's going on? How can a team who, the head of UEFA came out last month and said, we know City's guilty. But we just couldn't. We messed up ourselves, but we know they're guilty. And you've got a team that a lot of people know they're guilty. I mean, they bought Kun Aguero. When they bought Aguero, Etihad Airlines signed off on the signature to buy Aguero. Exactly. I've never heard an airline buy a footballer before. And the airline is owned by the people that own Man City. It's just complete madness. I don't understand that. And Klopp must be just feeling like. Because always when I look at Jurgen Klopp, I think Jurgen Klopp is a bit of a football romantic. I don't think Klopp actually believes you have to buy players to better your team, but I think Klopp thinks coaching can improve players as much as desperately going into the transfer market to buy a player. Because look at players like Jordan Henderson and all that.
Yeah.
For a couple of years, Jordan Henderson was one of the top midfielders in Europe, performance-wise. But he should have never really been at that level, technically-wise. But Klopp got him there through coaching. And that's what Klopp believes in, he says it himself. Training is our transfers because he believes in it. And it's a football romantic.
Well, it's all about the manager, isn't it, Jamie? It's all about the manager. At the end of the day, the manager makes it happen. Like Shankly did, like Paisley did, like Clough did. I mean, the big managers make it happen. And you look at Klopp this year, the substitutions he's made at the right time in so many games, which has turned the game. It's been amazing. We were talking about it earlier when we've come back from 1-0 down, so many times. Not many teams can do that.
Yeah,
that's why they say about the mentality monsters. We're never beaten to the last kick. It's brilliant.
No, exactly. I mean, I've always said it. You worked under the man, George, obviously. But in my opinion, Jurgen Klopp is this generation's modern day Bill Shankly.
Without a doubt.
He took Liverpool from a place that were down on their luck, not the Liverpool we know they should be. And he made them a bastion of Europe again. In the way Shankly made Liverpool bastion again, taking them from Division 2 to League 1, winning things, and set the principle. Everything we've done to this point is because of Bill Shankly. And I think everything that's come to this point now for the future will be because of Jurgen Klopp.
Absolutely. Generations to come will look back, and like I look back on Shankly, I'll look back on Jurgen. This is when it all came together for Liverpool again. It's a mirror image of Shankly. I've said many times, it's only the accent that's different. Everything else is the same.
Exactly. I agree.
It just shows you, doesn't it? The way you compared Klopp with Shankly. But you know what? He not only compared, because of his socialist outlook and everything else, and the fans, and the way Shankly embraced the fans. And Bob Paisley had been there longer. Yet, Bob Paisley had the mentality as well to win and to win big. And I think you're forgetting that about how Klopp had the mentality to win. That's why we're called mentality monsters. That's why we're not called mentality monsters. That proved it last night again. How many more times, do we have to go behind to prove that we can come back and win well?
Yeah.
Win well.
Yeah. And with 11 players out.
Exactly.
Well, that's how good our squad is as well. I've been shouting about this all season. Our squad's so much better than people give it credit for. If you look at that 11 that's out injured at the moment, that can't be available, and you actually look at the pretty decent 11 we put on the pitch last night, I don't think Man City could cope or Arsenal could cope.
No.
We've seen Man City without Rodri. They don't win a game. They literally lose every game without Rodri. If Arsenal didn't have Saka and Martinelli available and Declan Rice available and their best goalkeeper available for like 3 months, would they be anywhere near it?
No.
I think it just shows that the club's got an amazing mentality when they don't know where they're beaten, that Klopp's instilled in the side. And also the players we got are far better than people give them credit for. Far better. And
the atmosphere at Anfield is unbelievable for a player coming here. I can tell you, it frightens him to death when they walk through that tunnel.
Exactly.
So are we basically saying that the next guy's going to be Bob Paisley and just clean up?
Well, that's what we hope.
And we're also saying that the reason why Klopp's tired is because of Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally 2 managers.
Yeah, but they're the elite of the elite as well, aren't they? They're the elite of the elite as well. But I've said this as well with Liverpool. You've got to look at Man City a minute. Pep Guardiola's not going to be at Man City forever. De Bruyne's not going to be at Man City forever. Haaland ain't going to be at Man City forever. Them 3 gone to that Man City team makes that a totally different Man City team. What Liverpool need to be ready for is to be ready to capitalise when that happens.
Yeah.
So they've got to get the right people in now for the next 5 to 7 years and capitalise on when that happens. Because when that does, when Pep decides to step down from Man City, City are going to lose 20% of what they've got because how good Pep is as a manager. And Liverpool got to capitalise. They've got to be ready for that. So they've got to make sure they get this right man in, and it probably is Xabi Alonso or Amorim at the moment. So yeah, that's why I'm quite excited about the future, man. Quite excited about it.
I think it's a good time to play Man City as well. They're not playing too well at the moment. They struggled against Brentford, they struggled against Chelsea, and they're not playing at the best peak. So we can hit them when they come here.
They're vulnerable, George. No, they're vulnerable at the back.
Yeah,
Man City.
Definitely.
Very
I want to get back to you, Jamie, because you made a comment there when you said about, when you first came on, and you said about, I want a different manager, right? Obviously, I don't want another Klopp. Does that mean like the new lads who's coming in, whoever it may be, would change the system?
Yeah, I think whoever comes in, so you got to be careful. You can't just go to the boys, right? I'm here now. It's my way. That was the old way. You got to bed it in slowly, ain't you? So you sort of continue what Jurgen's done for a while, and then slowly, as you go along, you start to implant what you want to put into the team. Because if say Xabi Alonso comes in straight away, I can't see Xabi Alonso going, right, Jurgen's been amazing for you guys for 9 years, but we're going to do everything my way now. I think what he'll do is start with is he'll implement what Klopp's been doing, and then he'll slowly put in little bits of what he wants to do. And then as the season goes on, you'll start to see it starting the Klopp team turning into an Alonso team, to say. I think that's the way to do it, because if you go in there straight away, the players can be like, whoa, we've done this way for so long, it's been successful. You've got to be careful with it. So, yeah, I don't know about, I think, George, I don't know if you agree with that, but that's the way I would do it anyway.
Yeah, that's where Graham Souness made his mistake, didn't he? If you go back, he came in and he changed everything round, and it didn't work. It was a different set of circumstances than it is now. But you're right, Jamie. I think Yavi or anybody else coming in, I'm not going to just rip it apart and start. And they'll have to be very slowly catchy monkey. Because it's a successful team, it's a successful squad, and they're playing well. So why change it, really?
Well, look at Bob Paisley when he first took over Shankly, and you should remember this, George.
I've got to jump, guys. All right, man. Great show, though. Good seeing you again.
Oh, you're not going, right? No, hang on.
Yeah.
Don't go. Have you got to go somewhere?
Hurry up, then. I promised the wife I'd watch X-Files with her. Hurry up.
Now I'm going off in a minute as well, Frank, because my wife's going to be put to bed.
They're all leaving, look. No, it's just like what I was going to say. I'll go straight to you, K-Mac.
You get to my time of life, you're going to bed as well.
It's like the X-Files, isn't it? Anyway. when
we started watching it again. Sorry, God.
When Bob took over the Shanks, and you've got to understand this, when Bob took over the Shanks, he'd done nothing in a year. He'd done absolutely nothing. Yet he changed the system, as you know, George.
Yeah.
He changed the system because when Ray Kennedy that was his last signing, Shanks' last signing, and he transformed Ray Kennedy into midfield.
Yeah.
That's and what a phenomenal thing he did. But it was the following season, because he never won all them trophies in 9 seasons. He won them in 8.
Yeah.
And this is where people.
And you got Kenny, of course, which made a huge.
Yeah. K-Mac, what do you think of that? We never won anything in the first season. He changed the system. And look what happened.
Sounds like Klopp.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying. If Xabi comes in, let's be.
That's obviously what I talked about with him, because he's a coach. He's not going to be doing all the management stuff. Like, he's going to have a director of football that's going to concentrate on that stuff. Like, Klopp's basically been doing everything, really, hasn't he, to a certain extent. Like, I know there's probably an element of coaching which Pep and Linda's takes and some of the others, but he does do a lot of the other stuff as well. And Alonso will just be coaching the team. I don't see him changing the formation. Like, I don't see him touching the academy or anything like that. I just see him, like, a bit what Jamie said, really, is just slowly implementing some of his things. I think he'll probably get like 1 or 2 signings. I don't think he'll just go on this big spree and he'll just sign tons of players. It's just not going to work like that. So, and he will be given time. So, but he'll be given time by the fans, but will he be given time by the board? That's the thing, because the board's all about money.
I'll tell you what I
You're
like
not getting into
about
leagues.
sorry.
You're not getting the money in. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what I like about Klopp's, what he's done really is generated such a wonderful atmosphere amongst the team and the players. You can see they love playing for him, they love working with him. And he's also very keen on people's character as well as their ability to get the right people in the squad, the right people in the club, rather than the wrong people that are doing things they shouldn't be doing. And they look after the bodies, because they're all fit. Sometimes they're too fit, I think. That's why they get these hamstrings. But, he's done a fantastic job with the squad there, I think, to be honest. Absolutely brilliant.
What do you think of that, Jamie?
No, yeah, look, you're right. I mean, what Klopp's done at the team is amazing. What he's got out of the players is amazing. And say with Alonso, when he look, I think it will. I'm going to say it right now. It's going to be Xabi Alonso, right? So when Xabi Alonso comes in, I think he will get a couple of players in that he probably wants. I don't think he get like a lot of people keep saying bring the Bayer Leverkusen players over with Alonso and all that. That never really happens when a manager goes to another club. They never really go back to because Alonso would be looking at players that he couldn't get while he was Bayer Leverkusen manager, but because he's at a bigger club at a higher level now, he could possibly go and get them. So it's a different scenario. It might also help someone like it might almost help someone like Carvalho maybe, because I don't think Carvalho really had a place in this Jurgen Klopp 11 for him. But in an Alonso 11, someone like Carvalho might get another chance. He's a talented player with a certain skill set. Might get a chance playing a floating 10 in an Alonso 11. I'm not. It could be good things, man. It could be good things.
I reckon so as well, because to be honest, I was told on good authority, and I mean good authority, that it was signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't want to be going about, because people said to me, well, what about Bellingham and Tchouameni and, all these nonsensical things. This is nailed on, and I'll tell you who else is nailed on. I'm sorry, here came back. That lad from Tim from West Ham.
Oh, okay. I'm not bothered by that, though. Yes, he's a good director of football.
And that's my good authority.
He's worked with Alonso as well, which is obviously the link.
What's that?
It's some feedback.
Who's that? Is that JK?
No, it's not JK. It's not you, is it, Brian?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is.
No, he's
I'll
okay.
come out, Frank. I think it's me. I'll come out, Frank.
Oh, okay. God, blimey, you take it on again. He always has a chance.
Nice to see you, Jamie.
I've got to go as well, right?
All right.
I've got to go as well. See you later.
I'll have to log you and leave you, Frank.
I'll see you later. Thank you, George.
Okay, thanks very much. It's a great show, Frank. Enjoyed every minute. Well done, smashing. See you next week.
See you next week. Thank you.
Take care. Let's hope we good win on Sunday and bring back that cup. Let's hope we come back with the cup.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Where is he? Where's he gone? No, that's a terrible noise coming through. That's a terrible noise coming. Yeah, it's still there. I'm just going to turn you off a minute, Brian. Okay. It's Brian's, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Brian's.
It's Brian's. It wasn't me then, Frank, says Darryl. No, it's Brian. Brian, it's your...
What am I doing? I'm not told what's happening.
Yeah,
it's okay now? I think it's okay now. It's okay now.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Anyway, Brian, he's gone. No, he's
probably
gone.
refreshing the page.
Yeah. Let's see if he comes back in a couple of minutes. Within a couple of minutes, we'll
have a discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to ask him for his team. So listen, JK, do you reckon that what I said there before about Nunes and Salah playing on Sunday. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. What score would you give that? He's coming back. They're playing.
Okay, we
All right,
now.
Brian. Yeah, you're all right now.
Is that all
Yeah,
good? Is
Sam.
it not?
Yeah, it was a terrible noise, honestly. It was terrible.
Just left and came
Okay,
back.
so listen, Brian.
I better unplug the dog. I'll see if that helps. Should I unplug the dog? Yeah.
Well, that's all. Stop on them robot talks.
I got
Anyway,
one of them
Brian.
little dogs, Frank.
Anyway, Brian, right? I asked before, about for the team. For the team, I asked all the lads, and they all gave their team.
Oh, for the cup final.
Yeah. What's your team?
Well, look, obviously Kelleher picks himself.
Yeah.
Virgil, Canade pick themselves. I thought the one at the weekend was going to be either Gomez or Bradley would stay or would play, and then we'd know who was going to play the cup final. But they both played, so I'm a bit confused now. I'm not sure what they're going to do there. I would have thought, maybe, Robbo and Bradley still for the cup final. Even though Bradley started against Luton, he got taken off. I still think he might start him. Then that midfield, are we saying I'd say Robbo and Bradley in the fullbacks. I don't think we're getting anyone back in midfield, are we? Are we going to have to go with the same three again?
Well, according to Kmart there before, Szoboszlai will be playing, or fit to play.
I don't see how he can because he hasn't started in so long. So
Okay.
I think we might be looking at the same midfield.
That's what I think, yeah.
So are you saying Gravenberch, Enzo, and McAllister?
Yeah, spot on.
Okay.
Unless we get a miraculous, resurrection of Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, look, the Nunez Salah thing is a bit confusing. I don't know if you've heard that, Frank. You're up there.
I think they're playing.
On the grade point. Okay, cool. Okay, so Nunez through the middle, Salah on the right, which could even mean maybe Gravenberch doesn't start. McAllister starts in Gravenberch's position. Elliott in midfield, so it could be Elliott, Endo, McAllister, then Salah, Nunez,
Diaz.
Yes, just about. I like Gakpo, Frank. I really do. I love Gakpo through the 9. I like him through the middle. I think he's a brilliant finisher. He's a really good finisher under pressure. He finds the bottom corner. So, but all being well, I think get Nunez, Salah in, and Diaz can keep his spot. But it'd be nice to have a couple of options on the bench there. But that should see us all right against Chelsea, I think.
Okay. No, you see, you've got to go with what Klopp thinks his best is. And Mo, as Ian McHale says, I reckon both are starting, Frank. That's Salah and Nunez. Yeah. So your front three will be Nunez, Salah, Diaz. He likes them. Them. And for me, Diaz frightened the hell out of Luton last night. He just was direct. He ran at the defence. The defence was terrified of him every time he had that ball running through at them. So he does that in every game. All right. He's been coming back to form in the last few games. And this is why we've been getting great results. I'm not just saying because of Diaz's form coming back. What I am saying, he could have 4 or 5 last night. He could have easily had 4 or 5. Goalkeeper made 2 terrific saves from him, by the way. World-class saves, by the way. Anyway, what I see is Gravenberch. You mentioned Jones there, unless, there's a Lazarus recovery, if you like, if Jones plays. But I think Gravenberch will play, in all honesty. And then, to be honest, we wouldn't have much of a bench. There's only have Gakpo there on the bench, really speaking of, if you know what I mean.
Better than yesterday. We had Robertson.
Yeah.
He was the only burst of energy we could come on the pitch and do something. So if we've got Gakpo on the bench Sunday, I'm happy, considering what we had yesterday.
Gakpo or Gravenberch, because you never know. He might pick Gakpo to play in midfield. You just don't know with Klopp. But I think he's grooming Gravenberch the last couple of games since the Brentford game for Sunday. I really do.
Yeah. I think Gravenberch, I just think that Gravenberch knows he's going to get game time now. So he's ready to play. So that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah. What about you, Brian? You know, with Gravenberch, do you like the lads, or would you rather have Gakpo there in midfield?
Oh, no, I don't like Gakpo in midfield at all. Definitely not. I really like Gravenberch, but I worry about him. And look, not so much as I don't. He's a brilliant footballer. He's going to have an amazing career. You know what I mean? So first world problems and all that. He's good. He's happy. Does he have a great career at Liverpool? I don't know. I think he's a Klopp project. He's a wonderful footballer. Klopp wanted him before he went to Bayern, chased him, brought him in. And I was just kind of talking to some people the other night, and it's kind of people get you a bit twisted. I'm not saying I'd sell him, but I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I've been watching football a long time, and managers come in and they do their own thing. And I was kind of put it one way is one manager could come in and look at Gravenberch and go, I'm going to build my midfield around him for the next 4 or 5 years. Or another manager, completely different manager, just as good, could come in and go, yeah, I wouldn't have a space for that Gravenberch lad. Yeah, if someone wants to give me 50 million, I'll take it and I'll spend it. And it's not a good, bad, indifferent kind of thing. He's just one of those players who I could see the next manager coming in either really, really liking him or kind of looking at it going, yeah, that's an asset. I've got a lot of good midfielders. He's very particular, I think. I love him as a footballer. I think he's built for the Premier League. Tall, strong, athletic, really good touch, good football brain. He can pass the ball. Loves popping up in different positions. But I think he's maybe just one of those players that he needs a manager who trusts him and sees him as part of the 11. Because there's no good having him just sat on the bench and playing once every 2 or 3 games. Same with Gakpo. Gakpo needs to play. They show you how good they are when they come on. But if you have a Diaz, which means, only 11 players can play. So these are things you're going to get. But I don't know other people. That's just kind of the thing I see. It's very loose. I'm being kind of general here. But I see Gravenberch as one of those kind of guys who's really kind of depends on the manager. Because he'll be brilliant for one manager and another manager will be like, no, he's not really for me. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's not saying nothing about the player. He's very manager specific.
Well, Jean Gray and Ali Newsom, Mark Simons, that is, says Roma are through on pens.
Come on, Roma. Well, these are all the boys we're going to be looking at playing next round, isn't it? These are all the qualifying for what goes into the Europa, isn't it?
If we get them,
yep.
If we get them, and Jean Gray was the last one, I'll take it to Rome to watch that game.
I wouldn't mind some Roma.
If we draw. If we draw, I love Rome. My favourite city in the world. Been loads of times. But anyway, Lee Whiskey, it's interesting what K-Mac says about Szoboszlai possibly being fit. Be a great boost for everyone if he is ready, lads. So what do you think about that, JK?
Realistically, I can't really see him being involved. There's a few players they're not in my mindset for the next few weeks. Like you got Alisson, Jota, Trent, and he's also on that list. So I'm actually making a team without him in there. So it will be the same midfield as we had yesterday against Luton. If Szoboszlai is fit, Praise the Lord.
Well, yeah. What about you, Brian?
Same with
About
JK.
Szoboszlai?
Considering the fact that if he is fit, it would be starting a man who hasn't played in what? When did he last play? You start him stone cold in a cup final. So my best option on him would be he's on the bench because he can mean a few warm up sessions between now and then. That's the best you can hope for. There's no chance he starts a cup final, and if he does, we've done something wrong because he has no match fitness, and you're putting him in. I'd be shocked if he starts. If he's on
I
the
think
bench.
he's a super fit person, though, to be honest. Well, there's Arthur Schofield. After call it a day, guys, personally, I think Szoboszlai will give the occasion his best. And that's what he says. But he just threw it in there. Did K-Mac, by saying, I think he's going to be, he was convinced. If he's heard something, which I haven't, he reckons that he'll be playing. He'll be playing.
I'm with JK. I think he's if he's on the bench, fine.
Yeah, if he's on the bench, it'll give everyone a boost. Give me a boost. And Argene, Mark won you, Argene. I'm with you, Frank. I've always wanted to go to Rome. I've been to Rome many times. Io visitare Roma many times. And I'll show you Rome like I know Liverpool, honestly. So anyway, I'm going to ask you, I've got to finish. I'm flagging here. I've got to ask you, but should have come on earlier. Anyway, I've got to ask you your predictive score.
Is that to me?
Yeah.
That's to you, Brian.
Oh,
yeah.
Brian, why did I say Mark? I'm sorry there. Gene's got my mind all in a mess. Yeah.
No, I came on as soon as I could. We were doing a show with 12 Man earlier on, so I hopped on as soon as I could. I appreciate it. As always, appreciate the invite. I think we're going to... I'm a little bit worried about them. I don't know about you boys. They're better than they were the last time we played them. They're definitely better than they were the last time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're flaky. I'm not going to judge it on. I think they're flaky, but these injuries are a real pain. They really are. So I think we're kind of leveling the playing field between them being not very good and a bit flaky and us not really having much of a squad. So I would have had us about 3-0 a couple of weeks ago. I would have had us just going there and getting it. But I know in the back of my mind, I've watched enough cup finals. They're usually horrible games. 1-0, 0-0. They usually are real horrible, nobody wanting to lose them type games. So I'm going to go with us beating them this time, not like the last two 0-0s and Cleveland Keller being the hero. But it won't be by much. We'll beat them by 2-1 win.
Okay. Well, there's been quite a few who said 2-1. And you said 2-0, didn't you, JK?
Yeah.
You said
2-0 or 3-1. Yeah.
Well, one of the lads, I forget who it was, unfortunately, he turned around and said it's going to be a high-scoring game, 4-2 to Liverpool. And
Take that.
I'd take that myself. And Jamie Phillips, he came out and said it's going to go to penalties.
Not again, man. No.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
If it must go to penalties, at least a 3-3, not another 0-0 and then penalties. If it must go, at least let's have some goals. The last two were they were so bad, man.
Yeah, look at that. Ian McKay, how positive is that? Gonna leave on this. I'm gonna leave on Gene, our lovely Gene. Ian McKay says, I'm going down to Wembley on Sunday, lads. Getting the train down there. gonna bring that cup back home with us, going for a 3-1 win.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Enjoy.
fantastic comment. Love those comments. I really do. And Ali Nus, that lovely, all the way from Romania, our Romanian friend. He says, good night, guys. 1 a.m. here. See you next time. You'll never walk alone. Ali, thank you for joining us tonight. I've got to say to Brian, thank you, Brian, for coming on.
Thank you.
And you, JK. Oh, listen, JK, I'll be having, saying that I'm not going down there to the smoke. I'm going to have a post-match. I'll be having a post-match. But the only thing is, I don't know what time.
Okay.
Sunday. Is that all right?
Cool. That's cool.
Okay.
We'll be in a happy mood no matter what.
Okay, so you're all right for that, yeah. And
yeah,
I know
no problem.
that. Yeah, okay. And I know that. I know that a couple of others will be okay with it. Hey, Brian, do you want to do a post-match thing with us?
I will do it if I haven't already. If a couple of other people, if they ask me to do something, I'll always give them the nod because they're the.
Oh, so this particular thing is well, I go on there.
I knew this. Well, I am basically a co-host on 12 Man Stuff, and if Rod's asked me to do something, I'm always good with Rod's. Yeah, this sounds like me. Yeah, but if I'm free, I will definitely do it. I will 100%. Come on.
Okay,
that's cool.
All right.
Yeah. I don't want to say with you, JK. You made me feel real awkward now. Yeah. But
no, I was only joking.
Well,
Brian,
Frank, I want to know. Frank, I want to know. What's your score prediction for the cup final?
Who, me?
Yeah. What was your? I didn't hear. What was your score prediction for the cup final?
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Ah, here we go. He's got.
Okay. He'll let you know after the game.
There we go.
Let you know after the game, yeah.
Okay.
He'll let you know after the game. Yeah.
See, look, I might be. This is why I'm saying I don't know what time, because Mark Simons, he's down there at Jürgens. Yeah, I might be going down with my daughter Francine to Jürgens, but I've got to get straight back because I want to do that particular podcast. So I don't know what time. And I'm not a great drinker really. So I'll just have a couple of shandies. But I will be doing a podcast during the evening. But as I said, I will send you a message right away, JK, and you can get in touch with Brian.
Yeah.
And even
I'll send them the link.
And even the 12th.
I'll send the guys links. Yeah, no problem.
Daniel said he'll be in. And I don't know what happened to the vase of flowers today. Lee. Just don't know what happened to him. Right? So there'll be the usual three. You, Daryl, Lee, and hopefully, Brian. Let's see. And let's hope, boys. Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that the kids can do a job. Let's hope that Szoboszlai is sitting on the bench because then we'll know that he's fit. If you know what I mean. A little bit more training and he'll be ready for us. Ian McHale, night Frank, JK and Brian. And chat, see you next one. Thank you so much. And Daryl says, let me know, Frankie. No. JK will let you know. Okay. Or the producer, Jason. I've just got to thank you anyway for joining me tonight. It's been a long one. It's been fabulous. We've had a good show tonight. Jamie Phillips, K-Mac, Daryl, all the rest of them who's sneaked on. George Scott, obviously. And it's you out there. That's the main thing. You people out there. Thank you for joining the shout. Thank you so much. And as Mark Simon says, good night from sunny Gibraltar. Good night from sunny Gibraltar. Give Gibraltar back to the Spanish. We don't want any more colonialism. We don't want any more colonialism. Anyway, just for me to say thank you guys, and I'll see you Sunday, hopefully. Okay. See you, boys.
Take care, Frank. Take care, Brian, bro.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you. And thank you, all the chatters out there. Love yous. And especially Jean Grey. I'm going to take her to Rome to show her home. Whether we get there or not, I'll show her home. See you later, boys. Thank you. Thank you.